Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Sadashiva.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham 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 Om Nithyananda
bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Sadashiva.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Sadashiva.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
I welcome you all on today's day 5 of Paramashivoham Level 3 Season 4. As we start today's session with Nityananda Yoga, KAILASA's Nityananda Yoga. Before we begin, the 308 asana sequence, the Dviti Vinyasa Krama, before we begin, let's gather a few things which is required before we start the ritual of yoga. Please apply bhasma on 16 places. As you can see, the 16 places where you have to apply the bhasma. Kumkum on your third eye, turmeric on your temples. Now, if you are in male body, please remove your upper cloth. Now, wear a Rudraksh mala, jewelry. Now, please have a yoga mat for yourself. Now, quickly arrange these few things as you please take few moments and let's gather again as we start the Nityananda Yoga.
Let us now begin with the Sadguru Vandanam. Sit with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Have your hands in the Namaskara Mudra. Remember Swamiji in your inner space as we start the Sadguru Vandanam. Nityanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. The next is the chanting of Shivamula Mantra, which is Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. We'll be chanting the Shivamula Mantra 11 times internally. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. 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 The next will be performing the Tattvachamanam, which is the ritualistic cleansing. Now, keeping your right hand in the Gokarna Mudra, as the Acharyas are demonstrating, take out the of water into your right palm. Sip the water thrice as we chant the following mantras. Om Atma Tattvam Shodhayami Svadha, Vidya Tattvam Shodhayami Svadha, Shiva Tattvam Shodhayami Svadha. Wash your hand with a spoon of water. With the base of your right thumb, wipe your lips twice as we chant the following mantra. Om Ham Hridaya Namaha. Again wash your hand. With the tips of your right hand, index, middle and ring fingers join together, touch above your upper lip and below your lower lip. Again wash your hand. With the tips of your right hand, index finger and thumb join together, touch your right nostril, your left nostril. With the tips of your right hand, index finger and thumb join together, touch your right eye, your left eye, your right ear and your left ear. Again wash your hand. With the tips of your right hand, little finger and thumb join together, touch your navel center, the right chest, the left chest. With the tips of all 5 fingers join together, touch above your head, the right shoulder, left shoulder, and then the heart center. Again wash your hand. Now, we'll be performing the Sankalpa. Clasp your hands and place them on your right thigh. ॐ ममोपात्त समस्त दुरिदक्षयद्वारा भगवच्छ्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम च अद्य पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ पूर्ण आरोग्य युक्त दृढ़गात्र यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थम परमशिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थम नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये. Wash your hand with an udanya of water. Om apa upasprishya. Before we get into the practice of the Nityananda Yoga, let us have a revision of the 12 components of this Nityananda Yoga. The first component is asana. Asana is the physical posture that allows the body and mind to come to the state of balance and of restful awareness, where you can easily enter into the deeper and more subtle dimension of yoga. The person is made up of 3 bodies: the physical body, which is called as a sthula sharira, the subtle body, the sukshma sharira, and the causal body, called the karana sharira. When we perform these asanas, the physical postures, our body gets aligned to the cosmic geometry, which will result in purification of all the nadis, which are the various energy circuits within our body. The next component is pranayama. The word pranayama in Sanskrit is made up of 2 words. One is the prana, which is the life energy. Another is ayama, that is said to be as kumbhaka. This process of pranayama is consisting of 3 steps. One is the puraka, the kumbhaka, and rechaka. Puraka means inhalation. When we inhale, we take in the prana within our body through the air. The kumbhaka refers to holding of the breath within our body. And then is the rechaka, means the exhalation of the air. The practice of pranayama leads to the purification of the energy body and all its channels the nadis. The next component is mudra. Mudra is a Sanskrit word that refers to the positioning of limbs, fingers, or even the tongue in a certain way to seal this prana into our body. The performance of pranayama creates immense energy within our body. The mudras are used to seal this energy within our body. The next component is the bandha. The bandha is the internal awakening of the Kundalini Shakti within our body. The bandhas are practiced by us by contraction of different body parts of various muscles within our body. In this Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama, we will go through and perform 4 different bandhas. First is the Mula Bandha, known as the root lock, that works with the Mooladhara Chakra. It is a contraction of the pelvic floor muscles. The next is the Uddiyana Bandha. The Uddiyana Bandha refers to an abdominal lock and therefore happens and works with the Manipuraka Chakra. It is performed by bringing the navel inwards towards the spine. The next is the Jalandhara Bandha, known as the throat lock. Therefore, it happens in and works with the Vishuddhi Chakra. It is performed by pressing the chin against the throat between our collarbones. The next is the Mahamudra Bandha, also known as the Triyan Bandha. It is a combination of the previous 3 bandhas together. It is performed in a sequential order or it happens automatically for the advanced yogis. The next is the Karana. The Karanas are various dance postures which were revealed by Paramashiva in the Natya Shastras. This helps us align our own body to the cosmic geometry of Paramashiva. The next component is the visualization. Every asana has a visualization. In the science of yoga, context and intention are everything. Why you bend your body matters. For whatever intention you move the body, that experience will be delivered to you. With the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavān Nityananda Paramashivam, he has, through his guidance, we perform this yoga as a ritual, as a direct connection between Paramashiva and us. So it is important to maintain a strong visualization of that asana. Many asana names are a direct meditation upon different gods, goddesses. Some asanas take the form of specific animals or other living creatures. When we keep a clear visualization of each form we are embodying, the body can settle into the depth experience of each and every posture. The next component is japa. Japa is the internal chanting of a mantra with the visualization of it rotating around the throat in a circular way, allowing the yogi to feel the mild vibration of that mantra. The next component is chanting. By chanting the Shastra Pramanas, we remind ourselves that this yoga is directly revealed by Paramashiva himself in the Vedas and Agamas. By the chanting of the Shastra Pramanas, we create the right atmosphere around us as we perform the Nityananda Yoga. The next is the weights. During the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama, we can apply weights to our body as we are performing certain postures to intensify the effect of the posture on our bodies. The next is the mandala. As we can see, we have the Shri Yantra projected behind our acharyas. As you are performing the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama, mildly stare at the Shri Yantra as you are performing the postures. As just by looking at the mandala, the Shri Chakra, we will experience the oneness with Paramashiva, the cosmic geometry that is represented by the Shri Yantra. Next is the Abharana. Rudraksha jewelry is a traditional abharana worn by Paramashiva and while performing the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama. As the manifestation of the teardrop from Paramashiva's third eye, the Rudraksha energy bead is able to hold and radiate energy unlike any other stone. The last and the 12th component is Aushadha. Aushadha is a sacred alchemy science from the ancient Siddha tradition. It combines the sacred herbs, the prana energy, the life energy, and most importantly, the Shakti Pada, the entanglement energy of Paramashiva himself. This can be ingested or physically applied to enter into the body. Through this ancient science, the state, space, and powers of Paramashiva can be experienced by us through this ritual of the Nityananda Yoga.
Yes, as we have performed the ritualistic cleansing and have the brief of the 12 components of Kailasa's Nityananda Yoga. Now each asana consists of 12 components. Now we'll be starting our Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama with 308 asana sequence. As we start, the first asana is Sukhasana. Now as you sit in a comfortable cross-legged position, bring the index and thumb in Bindu Mudra as you place both the hands on the respective knees. Now gaze outward. Now visualize Lord Shiva in your space as you perform Samana Kumbhaka, visualizing flame, heat raising up along the spine towards the navel as you perform all the three bandhas, Mula Bandha, Udyan Bandha and Chalanda Bandha. The japa is Soham.
तत्सुखासनमित्युक्तमशक्तस्तत्समाचरेत् आसनं विजितं येन जितं तेन जगत्त्रयम्.
Release all the bandhas. Now the next asana is Parvatasana. As you bring the legs into Padmasana, now please take few minutes as you put the Panchapatram aside. Now as you bring your legs in Padmasana, bring both the palms together and raise it above the head. Now visualize Mount Kailas in your inner space as you perform all the three bandhas.
अथ वक्षे महादेव पर्वतासनमङ्गलं यत्कृत्वा स्थिररूपी स्यात् षट्चक्रादिविलोपनम्.
Now relax. The next asana is Halipavasana. Now bring the soles of the feet together, extended forward. Now interlace the fingers at back. As you bend down, bring the forehead on the ground behind the heels. Gaze to the nose. Visualize Swamiji in your space as you perform all the three bandhas.
पूर्व विधियाहु में जानो उभय पगदली संपुट ठानो पिष्ट पछे दो वो कर लिया वो दक्षिण कर सो वाम गहावो.
Inhale. Yes. The next asana is Gwalipa asana. Now from same position, as you bring the soles of feet together, extend forward. Now hands cupped forward. Now bring the head forward behind the heels, forehead on the ground. Visualize snake in your inner space. As you gaze to the nose, perform all the three bandhas.
पूर्व विधि परियागाने नीचौ हौ वीकहु निफनास्यो लगाई.
The next asana is Kokilasana. As you bring legs up, holding it with the prana mudra, bring it in Padmasana. As you bring the elbows down onto the ground, visualize bird in your space as you perform all the three bandhas.
अथान्यदासनं वक्ष्ये येन सिद्धो भवे नरः अकस्मात् वायुसञ्चारं कोकिलाख्यासनेन च.
Inhale, rise up. The next asana is Nithyananda. As you place one ankle on the top of the opposite knee and hold the opposite elbows. Now engage all the three bandhas. Gaze to the nose, visualize Swamiji in your space as you encircle in clockwise direction and then anti-clockwise direction.
घोड़ा बामा बादगी आशमा हिली सोज दक्ष चरण को बार लौता परिकुल्फ समोज.
Inhale. Now the next asana is Gajasana. As you bring both the hands forward onto the ground. Now lift the hips high with, now visualize elephant in your space as you bring the head forward and down, scooping the head. Perform Mula Bandha and Udyana Bandha.
निब्जं पादाग्रे भूमौ कृत्वा लम्बी भुजा मस्तकाग्रे निधाय.
The next asana is Vrikshasana. Now from the same Gajasana position, now lift the right heel up and the left heel push to the ground. Alternatively, switch the position of the ankles as you visualize Bia in your space. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
एकैकं पादमाकुञ्च गजासनं कुर्यात् वृक्षासनं भवति.
Inhale. Now the next asana is Vaishasana. As you stand tall on the big toes. Now bring both the hands at the heart center. Visualize Swamiji in your space as you perform Udyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
केशेन पादयुगलं बद्ध्वा तिष्ठेत अधोमुखः अथ वैश्यावक्षे यत्कृत्वा सत्यवान् भवेत्.
Now drop your heels on the ground. The next karna, the first karna is Urdhvajana karna. Now with heels together, toes apart at 45 degree, knees bent, bring both the hands at the heart center. Now we'll be moving the hands and legs simultaneously as we bring the legs and hands across the body and bringing to the other position and rotating and shifting the position on both the sides again and again is Urdhvajanu Karna. Now relax. The next asana is Asana. Now stand on the left leg and lift the right knee to the chest. Hands in Sarva Shankari Mudra, interlaced outside in. Hold it as if you have visualized yourself caressing a baby. Now perform all the three bandhas, performing Asana.
एकं जानु उर्सि आलिङ्ग्य स्थातव्यं बाललिङ्गनं भवति.
Now inhale, relax. The next asana is Padpitanasana. Now bring the right leg at the back of the buttocks. Hold it with both the hands. Keep the head neck spine in a straight line as you engage all the three bandhas. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
स्थित्वैकस्मिन् पादतले कराभ्यां वेष्टयेत्तनुं पृष्ठे संस्थाप्य यत्नेन पादपीडनमासनम्.
Now relax. The next asana is Natarajasana. As we stand on the left leg, bring the right leg at back, hold it with the right hand. Kick at the back with left hand in Bindu Mudra at front. Bend the bend the body forward. Visualize Lord Nataraja in your inner space.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Yes, as we move to the next asana, Balingasana, repeating on the other side. As we stand on the right leg, bring the left leg at the back of the buttocks, holding it with both the Balingasana. As we interlace the fingers in Sarvashankari Mudra, bringing the left knee to the chest. Now visualize yourself caressing a baby. Perform all the three bandhas.
एकं जानु उरति आलिङ्ग्य स्थातव्यं बाललिङ्गनं भवति.
Now drop the leg. The next asana is Padpidanasana. As you bring the left leg at back of the buttocks, holding it with both the hands, head and spine in a straight line, and engage all the three bandhas. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
स्थित्वैकस्मिन् पादतले कराभ्यां वेष्टयेत्तनुं पृष्ठे संस्थाप्य यत्नेन पादपीडनमासनम्.
Now relax. The next asana is Natarajasana. Now, the left leg at the back, hold it with the left hand. Pull it and kick at the back, right hand in Bandha Mudra front, lean the body forward. Now visualize Lord Nataraja in your inner space.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Relax. The next Karna is Ardharechita Karna. As you stand in Aramandi with heels together, toes facing at 45 degree, knees bend. Bring the right toe behind the left leg and heels facing up. Left hand at the heart center. Bring the right hand to the nose. Swing it like a pendulum a few times. Now exchange the position of the legs and hand, performing Ardharechita Karna on the other side. Now relax. The next is a skeleton dance. Now visualize yourself as pure bones and start shaking your whole body without any particular movement. Shake your whole body, visualizing yourself as pure bones. Now relax. The next Karana. The next Karna is Katichina Karna. As we stand in Aramandi again, bringing both the hands at the back, palm facing back. Now twist on the right with hip twisting on the right and opening the arms on other side. Now twist on the other side, repeating this on both the side again and again. Now relax. The next asana is Tadasana. As we stand tall on the big toes, bringing both the hands above the head, palms facing each other. Visualize yourself as a palm tree as we engage all the three bandhas.
महामुद्राबद्धकोनौ ताडासनविभेदकान्विनौ तानं सदा कुर्यादन्तर्पत्नीपतिप्रिया.
As you drop the heels on the ground. The next asana is Uttanasana. Now bring both the hands on the ground, side of the legs. Now try to touch your head to the knees. Visualize Swamiji in your space as you engage all the three bandhas.
महामुद्राबद्धकोनौ ताडासनविभेदकान्विनौ तानं सदा कुर्यादन्तर्पत्नीपतिप्रिया.
Now come to the plank position. The next asana is Tarakshvasana. As you bring the chin to the chest and start rotating in Tarakshvasana. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you perform Jaranda Bandha and Mulvanda.
गजासनः स्थित्वा मस्तकं वारं वारं दक्षिणकुक्षिं सव्यकुक्षिं नयेत्.
Now, lower your body down. We move to Bhujangasana as you place the legs at the back, toes facing back. Now, hand side of the chest, lift the chest up. Now, open the mouth wide and inhale through the whole of the throat. Visualize cobra in your inner space. The japa is Shivoham.
अङ्गुष्ठनाभिपर्यन्तम् अधो भूमौ विनिन्यसेत् कराभ्यां च धरां धृत्वा ऊर्ध्वशीर्षफणीवहि.
The next asana is Sadashiva as you bring the body again in the plank position. Now bring the right leg to the knee, right knee to the chest and left, and alternating the position, switching again and again. Visualize Swamiji in your space as you perform Sadasana.
गजासनसंस्थितौ जानुद्वयमाकुञ्च्य वारं वारं कर्तव्यं शशासनं भवति.
The next asana is Rathasana from the same plank position. Now bring the right leg between the hands as you jump and bring left. Now again shifting the position, switching to the position of the leg. Visualize chariot in your space.
गजासनसंस्थितौ एकैकं पादं पुरोमार्गेण भ्रामयित्वा कर्तव्यं रथासनं भवति.
Now, the next asana is Virabhadrasana as you bring the right leg front, toe facing forward, left leg back, feet facing outward. Now, bend the right leg forward at 90 degree. Gaze to the third eye as you bring both the hands above the head, palms facing each other. Visualize Lord Virabhadra in your space as you engage Udyan Bandha and Mool Bandha. The pranayama is Sahaj pranayama.
वासिष्ठमथकौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
Inhale. Now bring the right leg front, left leg front, right leg back as you bend the left leg at 90 degree. Bring both the hands above the head, palms facing each other. Gaze to the third eye as you engage Mool Bandha Udyan Bandha. Visualize Lord Virabhadra in your inner space.
वासिष्ठमथकौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
Inhale. The next asana is Vrikshasana. Now as you stand on the left leg, bring the right leg, feet on the inner thigh of the left. Bring both the hands in Namaskar at the heart center. Bring it above the head. Now visualize yourself as a tree as you engage Mool Bandha and Udyana Bandha.
वामोरुमूलदेशे च याम्यं पादं निधायतु तिष्ठेतु वृक्षवद्भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः.
Inhale. The next asana is Garudasana as you bring the right feet at the left hip. Now hands in Namaskar Mudra at the heart center as you visualize Lord Garuda in your space.
गरुडासनमावक्ष्ये येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत् सर्वदोषाद् विनिर्मुक्तो भवतीह महाबली.
Now drop the legs. Now we'll be performing Vrikshasana on the other side as you bring the left feet on the inner thigh of the right. Now bring both the hands in Namaskar Mudra as you raise it above the head. Visualize yourself as a tree as you engage Mool Bandha and Udyana Bandha.
वामोरुमूलदेशे च याम्यं पादं निधायतु तिष्ठेतु वृक्षवद्भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः.
The next asana is Garudasana as you bring the left feet on the opposite hip. Bring both the hands in Namaskar Mudra at the heart center. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda as you perform Mool Bandha Sahaja Pranayama.
गरुडासनमावक्ष्ये येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत् सर्वदोषाद् विनिर्मुक्तो भवतीह महाबली.
Now drop the legs down. The next asana is Trikonasana as we stand and step the right leg forward, toes facing forward, right and left leg back, feet facing out sideways. Bring both the hands parallel to the ground, bend down forward as you gaze through the left hand towards the sky. Visualize triangle in your inner space.
उत्तानपादं क्रोञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Now bring the right leg forward, left leg forward, right leg back, hands back to the ground as you bend forward. Gaze through the left hand towards the sky, visualize triangle in your inner space.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Now the next karna is Nikutaka karna. As you stand in Aramandi, now lift the right heel. Now bring both the hands at the heart center with left hand at the bottom, right at up, palms facing each other as we switch the position of left and hands and legs simultaneously. Alternatively, switching the position of legs and hands is Nikutaka karna. Now relax. The next asana is Angushthasana. Now lower the body down onto the toes. Bring the perineum on the heels. Now with the knees together, palms together. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you perform the new pranayama, the Brahmani pranayama, where you inhale like a male bee and exhale like a female bee.
कबन्धासनमित्याहुः गोरक्षासनमेव च अङ्गुष्ठमुष्टिकं ज्ञेयं ब्रह्मप्रासादितं तथा.
The next asana is Saurasana. Now bring the right leg forwards with toes facing up. Now with hands in the Varamudra, fingers on the ground, palm facing forward, visualize Swamiji in your inner space. The japa is Sadashivoham and the pranayama is we are continuing is Brahmani pranayama.
प्रसार्यैकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वेकपादकम्.
The next asana is Vidhunanasana. Now bring the right hand in Pranamudra and hold the big toe of the right leg with the left hand holding the ankle of the left leg. Now bring the head to the knees as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
गुल्फस्थितो पादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संस्पृश्य तत्करेण.
Inhale. Now bring Buddha. Now we'll be repeating Saurasana on the other side as you bring the left leg forward, toes facing up, hands in Varamudra. Visualize Swamiji in your space, performing Brahmani pranayama.
प्रसार्यैकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वेकपादकम्.
The next asana is Vidhunanasana. As you bring the left hand in Pranamudra and hold the big toe of the left hand and hold the ankle of the right hand with right leg with the right hand. Bring the head to the knees as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
गुल्फस्थितो पादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संस्पृश्य तत्करेण.
Inhale. The next asana is Brahmajurankus asana as you sit with the toes tucked, perineum on the heels. Now create a gap between the knees. Place the back of the palms on the knees. Gaze on the ground. Now as you perform Moolbandha and Jalandhar Bandha, visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दोबू फणा पानी होए वैसे एड़ी दो गुदा निवैसे कौरब गदलियां की माहिली आइस माहेरा शेमिली.
Inhale. The next asana is Kapilasana. Now as you drop the knees on the ground with knees apart. Now rest both the hands on the top of the thighs. Now pull the stomach in and up, performing Moolbandha and Udyanabandha. Gaze to the nose as you visualize yourself as sage Kapila Muni.
उभय पगदली संग ठहरावे तिनकी माहिली कौर मिलावे फना पानी उकड़ होए वैसे एड़ी दो बूजोनी निवैसे.
Now release the bandha. Now from the same seated position, shift the gaze from nose to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space performing Bhadra Gorakhasana.
दोबू पगदली से मुट करे कोरबारली भूपर इधरे.
Now the next asana is Suryasana. Now as you sit with toes tucked, soles of the feet together, knees off the ground, knees wide apart. Now bring both the hands in Padma Mudra, which is little and thumb fingers touching each other, fingers wide apart, other fingers wide apart. Raise it above the head, gaze through the gap between the hands. Visualize Lord Surya in a space as you perform Mulabandha and Uddiyana Bandha.
एड़ी दो गुदा तरियाने फना पानी बैठक पुनिठाने.
Now, the next asana is Mandukasana, as we sit with the toes flat and perineum on the heels. Keep the hands on the top of the respective knees and lift the tongue up against the roof of the mouth. Now catch the nectar of immortality dripping from the Sahasrara chakra with your frog tongue. Now gaze to the third eye, visualize frog in your space as you perform Sahaj Kumbhaka and the japa at Sadashivoham.
पादतलौ पृष्ठदेशे अङ्गुष्ठे द्वे च संस्पृशे जानुयुग्मं पुरस्कृत्य साधयेत् मण्डुकासनम्.
Now the next asana is Uttana Mandukasana. In the same position, bring both the hands at the back, holding the opposite shoulders. Now again, gaze to the third eye, visualize frog in your inner space as you pull the stomach in and up in Uddiyana Bandha, Mulbandha. Catch the immortality of nectar of immortality dripping from the Sahasrara chakra.
मण्डुकासनमध्यस्थं कूर्पराभ्यां धृतं शिरः एतद्भेकवदुत्थानम् एतदुत्थानमण्डुकम्.
Now the next asana is Simhasana. As you cross the ankles at the back and sit on the feet. Now keep the knees wide, fingers spread on the top. Open the mouth wide and stick out the tongue. Inhale forcibly. Gaze to the nose. Visualize lion in a space.
दक्षिणं सव्यगुल्फेन दक्षिणेन तथेतरं हस्तौ जान्वौ संस्थाप्य स्वाङ्गुलिश्च प्रसार्य च.
The next asana is Bhadrasana. As you sit with the soles of the feet together at back, knees wide apart. Now bring the hands in Prana Mudra. Hold the opposite big toe. Gaze to the nose as you engage Jalanda Bandha and Mulbandha. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
गुल्फौ च वृषणस्याधो व्युत्क्रमेण समाहितः पादाङ्गुष्ठौ कराभ्यां च धृत्वा च पृष्ठदेशतः.
Now the next asana is Kakabhusini asana. As you squat and keep the feet flat on the ground. Now knees wide apart as you wrap the arms in and around the back. Now interlace the fingers if you can. Now gaze to the nose as you visualize crow in your inner space.
प्रथमे वैसकौ कटठाने दोबुहात पकवी च आने.
Now the next asana is Kanipavasana. As you place the palms on the floor, shoulder width apart. Now bring the knees onto the arms towards the armpit. Lift off the feet, ground balancing as you lean forward. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
आसन को गुण आशीदुष्टा होई तो आछी होई.
Now drop the legs down. The next asana is Kapali asana. As you place both the hands on the ground, shoulder width apart. Now bring the head on the ground, forming a triangle between the head. Now bring the knees onto the arms. Now lift out the leg and raise it above the head towards the sky as you visualize Swamiji in a space.
शीश शीशा धरती देगी पगदो वो मिलिवा ऊंचा कुकरे.
Now slowly take your body down. The next asana is Parshamayurasana. Now we'll sit with the toes tucked, legs together as you twist on the right side. Now place both the hands, elbows on the knee and thigh, on the hip. And now lean forward as you gaze to the nose, visualize peacock in your inner space. As you open the legs outward.
मयूरं दण्डवत् कुर्यान् मायूरं दण्डनामकं कुर्यान् मायूरं पार्श्वाभ्यां मायूरपार्श्वनामकम्.
Now relax. Now we'll be repeating Parshamayurasana as you twist the body on the left side, elbows on the knee and the hip, lean forward, open the legs out on the sides, gaze to the third eye, visualize peacock in your inner space.
मयूरं दण्डवत् कुर्यान् मायूरं दण्डनामकं कुर्यान् मायूरं पार्श्वाभ्यां मायूरपार्श्वनामकम्.
Now, come to the plank position. As we move to the next asana, which is Vairaganathasana. Now bring the right leg from outside between the hands. Visualize yourself as Lord Kalabhairava as you gaze to the third eye. The pranayama is Rechka Kumka pranayama.
आसन को गुण पीति जाई.
Now bring the right leg back. Now bring the left leg from outside between the hand. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize Lord Kalabhairava in your space, repeating Vairaganathasana on the other side.
आसन को गुण पीति जाई.
Now relax. Bring the body in plank position. The next asana is Unmukh Pithasana as you bring the elbows on the ground. Hips high. Bring the feet towards closer to the body. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
भून्यस्तौ जानुनि हस्तौ चतुष्पदमवाङ्मुखम् उत्थापिताङ्घ्रियुगलकटिस्थलमभिरुका.
Now again from the plank position. The next asana is Vasishthasana with right palm on the ground. Rotate on the left side. Bring the left hand towards the sky. Gaze towards the sky as you visualize Sage Vasishtha in your inner space.
ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटवासिष्ठमरीचहलमत्यकं परिवृत्तिं चोदरस्य विविधं धनुरासनम्.
Now as you twist your body, rotate on the other side. Bring the right hand towards the sky. Visualize Sage Vasishtha in your inner space, repeating Vasishthasana on the other side.
ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटवासिष्ठमरीचहलमत्यकं परिवृत्तिं चोदरस्य विविधं धनुरासनम्.
Now as you lower your body down, bring the legs extended forward, toes facing up. The next asana is Anjani Asana as you bring both the hands under the buttocks, palm facing up. We gaze to the nose, visualize Lord Hanuman in your space as you perform Jalandabandha and Mulabandha.
दो करके उभय हथेली कोरवारली में ले भेली.
Now the next asana is Paschimottanasana. Now with the legs extended out, toes facing up. Now bring both the hands in Pranamudra. Hold the respective big toe and bring the head to the knees. Now visualize Swamiji in your space as you engage all the three bandhas.
जानो परिललाटन्तो पश्चिमं ताणमुच्यते येन केन प्रकारेण सुखं धार्यं च जायते.
Inhale. The next asana is Ugrasana. Now with the legs extended forward, little apart. Now clasp the hand in at the back of your neck. Now visualize Goddess Kali in your space as you bend down, touch the head to the knees. Now engage Mahamudra Bandha.
स्वपाणिभ्यां दृढं धृत्वा जानुपरि शिरोन्यसेत् आसनोग्रमिदं प्रोक्तं भवेदनिलदीपनम्.
Inhale. The next asana is Marichi Asana with both the legs extended forward. Now bring the right heel close to the perineum, knee to the chest. As you wrap the hands at the back, bring the head to the knees. Visualize Sage Marichi in your space. The japa is Maha Sadashivoham.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Inhale. The next asana is Mahamudrasana. As you drop the right leg on the ground towards sides, gaze to the nose as you visualize Swamiji and engage Mahamudra Bandha. Bring the head to the knee.
महामुद्रां प्रवक्ष्यामि तन्त्रेऽस्मिन् मम वल्लभे.
Inhale, rise up. The next asana is Marichi Asana. Now as you extend both legs forward, bring the left heel to the ground, to the perineum, knee raised to the chest, wrap the hands around at the back. Now lean forward with the head to the knees, visualize Sage Marichi in your inner space.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Inhale. The next asana is Mahamudrasana. As you drop the raised knee to the ground, lean forward, touch the right feet with both the hands, bring the head to the knees. Visualize Swamiji in your space as you engage Mahamudra Bandha.
महामुद्रां प्रवक्ष्यामि तन्त्रेऽस्मिन् मम वल्लभे.
Inhale. Now the next asana is Bhadrasana 2. As you bring soles of the feet together, heels close to the perineum. Now Maintain the straight spine. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
गुल्फौ तु वृषणस्यादः सीवन्त्याः पार्श्वयोः क्षिपेत्.
The next asana is Gwali Pavasana. With soles of the feet together, extend the feet forward with toes together, heels apart, with hands on the respective knees. Gaze to the nose as you engage Mulabandha and Jalandhara Bandha. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
गुल्फौ तु वृषणस्यादः सीवन्त्याः पार्श्वयोः क्षिपेत्.
Inhale and release the bandha. Now, as you bring the soles of the feet together, the next asana is Joni Asana. As you bring heels close to the perineum, hold the feet with both the hands. As you gaze to the nose, visualize the Yoni Mandala in space as you lower your body down forward, bringing the forehead on the ground. Visualize Yoni Mandala.
द्वौ पगतली संपुट करे एड़ी मेड़ के ढिंग धरे.
Inhale. Now, the next asana is Midaki Pavasana. As you bring the soles of the feet together, extended forward, toes apart, heels together. Now, as you bend down, bring the head on forehead on the ground behind the heels, hand extended outward sides. Gaze to the nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पूर्व विधि परिवकतली संपुट शोल एड़ी मिली राशे.
Inhale, rise up. Again, bring the soles of the feet together, heels close to the perineum. Now, bring the heels apart, hands underneath the legs. Lean forward as you gaze to the nose and bring the chin touching the feet. Vijay Swamiji in your inner space.
द्वौ पगतली संपुट करे सोले मेढ़ आगा में धरे.
Inhale. The next asana is Chinnaki Pavasana. With the soles of the feet together, heels close to the perineum. Now, hold the soles of the feet and open the feet like a book. Bring the elbows on the knees. As you gaze to the nose, visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
द्वौ पगागी एड़ी धरती मगिवा मेढ़ लगावे.
Inhale. The next asana is Charpat Chaukasana. With the soles of the feet together, bring both the hands on the respective knees, slowly pressing it down towards the ground. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your space, engaging Mulabandha and Udyana Bandha.
द्वौ पगतली संपुट धारे आगा ने कर जारे पसारे.
The next asana is Bhairavasana. Now, as you sit with toes tucked, bring the heels up. Now, knees wide apart, try to touch the knees on the ground. Bring both the hands in Bindu Mudra, index and thumb touching together on the respective knees. Gaze to the nose. Visualize Lord Kal Bhairava in his face as you engage Mulabandha and Udyana Bandha.
गुल्फौ संपीड्य जान्योन्यं व्युत्क्रमेणोत्थितं शनैः.
Release Bandha, relax your legs. The next asana is Samanasana. As you sit with left heel towards the perineum, right leg bring it to the chest. Now gaze to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
समानासनमापक्षे सिद्धमन्त्रादि साधनात्.
The next asana is Apanasana. As you bring the right leg on the top of the shoulder, raise the other leg upward and straight. Now bring the hands onto the ground to the sides and gaze to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
केवलं पादमेकं च स्कन्धे चारोपयेत् ततः.
Now drop the legs. Now bring the right heel towards the perineum. Lift the left feet to the chest. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
समानासनमापक्षे सिद्धमन्त्रादि साधनात्.
Now as you raise, the next asana is Apanasana. As you raise the left leg on the top of the shoulder, raise up other leg up and hands on the sides. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
केवलं पादमेकं च स्कन्धे चारोपयेत् ततः.
Drop your legs on the ground. Next asana is Gomukhasana. As you bring the left leg on the ground, right leg on the top, stack it. Now bring hands interlaced on the top knee. Gaze to the nose as you visualize cow in your space. The pranayama is Sitkari pranayama and the japa is Om Nithyanandoham.
सव्ये दक्षिणगुल्फं तु पृष्ठपार्श्वे नियोजयेत्.
The next asana is Anushasana. Now, as you from the same Gomukhasana position, hold both the big toes in Pranamanda Mudra with the opposite, touching the opposite big toe. Now relax the shoulders and feel the stomach, pull the stomach in and up in Dhyanabandha, perform Mulabandha. Visualize raise Rishika Anushya in your inner space as you gaze to the nose.
दक्षिण घोड़ा नीचे उठाने, बाहों ताके ऊपर आने.
Now relax, release the bandha. The next asana is Anushasana 2 as you interlace the fingers at the back. Lean forward and down. Bring the chin over the knee and try to touch the nose on the ground as you gaze to the nose. Visualize Rishika Anushya in your inner space.
जीवना गोदा की संधि, उपृड़ा बागोड़ा की संधि.
Inhale as we perform the next asana, which is Garudasana. Now bring the left heel to the perineum, right feet on the ground, knee to the chest, hands on the respective knees. Gaze to the nose as you visualize Lord Garuda in your inner space. Perform Sitkari pranayama.
डाबो पगमोडी येडी माहिलो गुल्फमूल द्वारनी चैदे.
The next asana is Naradasana. Now sit on the left heel. Now interlace the fingers at the back. Now twist outside of the raised knee. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize Sage Narada in your inner space.
पिष्टि जवाम पगदली केरी भूपरिता ही लगा वे फेरी.
Now the next asana is Matsya Pithasana. Now bring the left feet on the other leg thigh. Now hold the big toe of the right leg with prana mudra of the right hand and hold the chin with the right hand. Gaze to the nose. Visualize Matsya, the fish avatar of Vishnu, as you perform Sitkari pranayama.
वामेन वामांगुष्टंतो गृहीतं मत्स्य बीठकम्.
Now the next asana is we'll be repeating Gomukhasana and the other side as you bring the right leg on the ground, left on top. Interlace the fingers and place it on the top knee. Now visualize cow in your space as you gaze to the nose and perform Sitkari pranayama.
सव्ये दक्षिणगुल्फं तु पृष्ठपार्श्वे नियोजयेत्.
Next asana is Anushasana. Now with both the hands in Pranamudra, hold the opposite big toe. Now gaze to the nose, visualize Rishika Anusya in your space, perform Sitkari pranayama, then engage the Udyanabandha and Mulabandha.
दक्षिण घोड़ो नीचे उठाने, बाहों ताके ऊपर आने.
Now release the bandha. The next asana is Anushasana 2. As you interlace the fingers at back, lean forward and down. Bring the chin over the knee and touch the nose to the ground. As you gaze to the nose, visualize Rishika Anushya in your inner face.
जीवना गोदा की संधि, उपृड़ा बागोड़ा की संधि.
Inhale, rise up. The next asana is Garudasana as you bring the right heel to the perineum, left feet on the ground, knee to the chest, hands on the respective knees. Gaze to the nose as you visualize Lord Garuda in your space performing Sitkari pranayama.
डाबो पगमोडी येडी माहिलो गुल्फमूल द्वारनी चैदे.
Now the next asana is Naradasana. Now sit on the right heel. Now interlace the fingers at back and twist outside of the raised hip, raised knee. Now gaze to the third eye as you visualize the sage Narada in your inner space.
पिष्टि जवाम पगदली केरी भूपरिता ही लगा वे फेरी.
As you enter your body. The next asana is Matsya Pidakasana. As you bring the left feet on the right thigh, right feet on the left thigh. As you hold the left big toe with the left hand, Pranamudra, hold the chin with right hand, gaze to the nose, visualize Matsya, the fish incarnation of Vishnu in your inner space.
वामेन वामाङ्गुष्ठं तु गृहीतं मध्यपीठकम्.
Now, the next asana is Matsyendrasana, as you bring both the legs extended forward. Now bring the left on the thigh of the right feet on the ground, knee raised, twist on the right side, left elbow on the right knee, fingers on the ears, left hand on the ground or the back, gaze to the third eye, visualize Sage Matsyendranath in your inner space.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा तिष्ठति यत्नतः.
Now bring the left hand in Pranamudra and hold the big toe of the right leg. Now bring the right hand on the ears, gaze to the third eye as you visualize camel inner space performing Kubhasana.
आसन को गुण झोलो जाए.
Drop the right hand on the ground as we perform Matsyendrasana 2, gaze to the third eye.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठरप्रदीप्तिं प्रचण्डरुक्मण्डलखण्डनास्त्रम्.
Now untwist your body. With both the legs extended forward, bring the right feet on the left thigh, raise the left knee, feet on the ground, twist on the left side, right hand elbow on the left knee, hand on the ears, left hand on the ground at the back, gaze to the nose as you visualize Sage Matsyendranath in your space.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा तिष्ठति यत्नतः.
Now bring the right hand in Pranamudra, hold the big toe of the left hand. Left hand, bring it on the ears, gaze to the nose as you twist your body back, visualizing camel in your space, performing Kubhasana.
आसन को गुण झोलो जाए.
Drop the left hand on the ground at back. Now gaze to the third eye at the back as you visualize Matsyendranath in your space, performing Matsyendrasana 2.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठरप्रदीप्तिं प्रचण्डरुक्मण्डलखण्डनास्त्रम्.
Now untwist your body as you place both the legs in Padmasana. Now with both the hands on the respective knees, palm facing down, gaze to the nose, perform Siddhkari Pranayama, visualize Lord Shiva in your space and engage all the three bandhas. The japa is Om Nithyananda Maha Sadashivoham.
आसनं द्विधं प्रोक्तं पद्मं वज्रासनं तथा.
Now as you release all the three bandhas, the next asana is Padmasana 2. With both the hands in Prana Mudra, hold the big toe of the opposite leg. Now gaze to the nose, visualize yourself as Goddess Parvati, consort of Shiva. Now perform Sitali Pranayama.
उत्तानं चरणं कृत्वा ऊरु संस्थौ प्रयत्नतः.
Now the next asana is Kukkutasana. With the same seated in Padmasana position, bring both the hands between the thighs and calves. Place both the palms on the ground. Now lift the body off the ground. Now visualize yourself as a rooster and perform Sahaja Pranayama.
पद्मासनं सुसंस्थाप्य नान्वोरौरन्तरे करौ.
As you lower your body down, the next asana is Baddhakeki Asana. Now bring both the hands at front with fingers facing towards the body. Now bring both the elbows side of the navel. Now lean forward, lift the legs off the ground. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
धरामष्टभिकरद्वयेन तत्कूर्परिस्थापिता नाभिपार्श्वः.
The next asana is Mayurasana. From the same position, now with hands on the ground, fingers facing towards the body, bring the elbows at the sides of the navel as you lean forward and lift the feet off the ground. Visualize peacock in your inner space.
अथ वक्षे महादेव मयूरासनम् उत्तमम्.
Now, as you lower your body down on the stomach, as interlace the fingers at the back, open the feet out on the sides, which as crocodile in your inner space as you perform Akarasana.
अध्यासशेते हृदयं निधाय भूमौ च पादौ च प्रसार्यमानौ.
Now, the next asana is Salabhasana as you place both the hands side of the chest. Now, bring the forehead on the ground. As you visualize yourself as a locust, lift the feet and knees off the ground.
अध्यासशेते करयुग्मवक्षो भूमिमुष्टभ्य करयोस्तलाभ्याम्.
Now, relax. The next asana is Ustrasana. Now, hold the feet of the respective leg with both hands. Now, visualize camel in your space as you bring the legs towards the ground side of the hip.
अध्यासशेते पदयुग्मव्यस्तं पृष्ठे निधायापि धृतं कराभ्याम्.
Now, the next asana is Dhanurasana. As you keep holding both the legs with the respective hands, lift the chest and the legs up simultaneously as you visualize Lord Shiva's bow in your space, gaze to the third eye.
प्रसार्य पादौ भुजदण्डरूपौ करौ च पृष्ठे धृतपादयुग्मम्.
Now, lower your body down. Sit in Bhagasana with head and spine in a straight line as you place both the palms on the respective knees. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उल्टा मोड़ी पादौ वैसे बहुरो जुगति करे एक ऐसे.
The next asana is Gohi Asana. Now bring both the hands on the ground, shoulder width apart. Interlace the fingers, hands supporting the head, crown center on the ground as you lift the hip high. Lift the feet, bring the feet closer and lift the feet off the ground as you bring the knee to the chest. Try to touch the knee to the chin. This is Gohi Asana.
दो हाथ की कहुनी जोजी पुनः कलाई जाने दो जी.
From the same position. Now straighten the legs up as you visualize Swamiji in your space performing Sirsasana.
विपरीतं मण्डलं च द्विधैव विदितं हिनः.
Now lower your body down. Now the next asana is Fordhyasana. Now as we are coming close to this end of first Prathama Virgansa Krama, as you extend the legs forward now hold the calves of both the legs. As we bring the legs up, try to touch the forehead on to the knees. Try to bring the legs vertically up as we perform the Bhasika Pranayama it's a rapid forcible exhalation of air outside. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दो हाथ पग बाहर आने घोड़ा तरे काकसी ठाने.
Now the next asana is Parighasana. Now sit with the legs extended forward. Now bring the legs at 45 degree at front, hands at the back of the shoulders. Visualize maze in your space as you gaze to the third eye performing Bhasika Pranayama.
उत्तानसेनं कृत्वा पादौ मिलित्वा प्रसार्य.
The next asana is Naukasana. Now again bring the legs at 45 degree, extended forward, hands back to the ground. Visualize both in your space as you gaze to the third eye, performing Bhasika Pranayama.
उत्तानसेनं कुर्पराभ्यां भूमिमष्टभ्याम्.
Now drop the feet on the ground. The next asana is Rudrasana. Bring the soles of the feet together, hand underneath. Hold the feet and bring the feet to the chest. Now keep the spine straight and gaze to the nose. Visualize Lord Rudra in your space as you keep performing Bhasika Pranayama.
पगतली संपूट करी हाथस्योपक ऊंचाई.
Now the next asana is Udmukh Pithasana too. As you bring the feet forward on the ground, knees raised up, lower the body down. Now bring the hands behind the heels. Gaze to the nose as you lift the hip high. Engage Mula Bandha and Jalandhar Bandha. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
ऊर्ध्वे च जानुनी कृत्वा शवित्वोर्ध्वमुखं तथा.
Now slowly lower your body down as you extend the hands and legs apart. Slowly inhale as you perform Sakti Charanagam Pranayama. Relax your body.
उत्तानं शववद्भूमौ शयनं तु शवासनं. शवासनं श्रान्तिहरं चित्तविश्रान्तिकारकम्.
Now slowly come down to your body. Start to wiggle your fingers, your ankles, your knees, your elbows. Now rock your chest, rock your knees to the chest, fingers holding the legs, rock on the sides. Now, now as you bring and sit in comfortable seated position. Now you have successfully completed the first 108 sequence. Congratulations. Now we move to the next 200 asanas of Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama. Now the first asana is Yatha Sanishthasana. Sit in a posture that brings ease to your physical and mental space. Now bring both the hands in Bindu Mudra as you touch the index and thumb together. Place it on the respective knees. Now throughout the whole next 200 asanas, we'll be chanting the japa of Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Now visualize Swamiji in your space as you perform Samana Kumbhaka, which is inhaling, feeling the heat and or the flame raising up along the spine towards the navel center.
पर्यङ्कं तत्समाख्यातं यतसंसं यथा स्थितिः.
The next asana is Samanasana, Samasana. Now with the same seated position, now with hands in Bindu Mudra, inhale deeply, hold, and then take a prolonged inhalation and then exhalation. Vijay Swamiji in your space as you repeat this Kambuka.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यासो यथा लघु.
Relax. The next asana is Muktasana. Now with the same seated position, bring both the hands on the respective knees, palm facing down, gaze to the nose. Visualize Swamiji, visualize yourself as a sage liberated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
निपीड्य जीविनीं सूक्ष्मां दक्षिणेतरगुल्फतः.
The next asana is Siddhasana. Now maintain the same position as the Muktasana. Switch the gaze from nose to third eye. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
स्थाणुसंयमितेन्द्रियोतलदृशा पश्यन् भ्रुवोरन्तरं चैतन्मोक्षकपातभेदजनकं सिद्धासनं प्रोच्यते.
The next asana is Siddhyasana. Now maintain the same position with Siddhasana as Siddhasana. Now switch the gaze at the ground or in front. Now engage all the three bandhas as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
वामपादके इडीजानो सीवनिमधितासु कोठानो.
As you release the bandhas, the next asana is Rudrasana 2. With the legs in the same position as Siddhi Asana, rotate the hands on the top of the knees in Bindu Mudra. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize yourself as Lord Rudra, the fierce dimension of Shiva.
वामचरणं परिदक्षिण राखे एकजुगति ऐसे विधि दाखे.
Now, the next asana is Santadhanasana. Maintain the same seated position as Rudrasana 2. Switch the gaze to the nose. Now visualize Swamiji, the embodiment of tranquility and unshakable nature.
आसन की गुण मन की चंचलता मीट.
The next asana is Siddhasana 2. Now maintain one heel on top of the other. Bring the hands to the navel as you cup one palm over the other, resembling the lotus flower. This is called Samputta Mudra. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
ऋजुकाय समासीन सिद्धासनमुदीरितम्.
Now the next asana is Bandhar Yoni Asana. Now as you maintain the heel on the top of the other. Now we'll be performing Sanmukhi Mudra. As you visualize Swamiji in your space, your sankalpa is manifesting through the words of womb of creation as you bring the little finger below the lower lip ring finger upper lip, middle finger closing the nostrils, index finger closing the eyes, and thumb closing the ears.
यत्र मध्ये महादेव बन्धयोन्यासने शृणु.
The next asana is Virasana. Now with one foot on the top of the thigh and other foot under the opposite thigh to the perineum. Now bring the hands in Bandhu Mudra on the respective knees. As you visualize Swamiji, the embodiment of space and state of bravery.
एकं पादमथैकस्मिन् विन्यस्योरुणि संस्थितः.
The next asana is Valmiki Asana. As with the same seated position, gaze to the third eye as you visualize sage Valmiki, the poet and the author of Ramayana. The next asana is Joni Mudrasana. As from the same seated position, now place both the hands with palm facing down on the respective knees. Gaze to the nose. Visualize Yoni Mandala, representing goddess Devi and Shakti, symbol of the creative energy of the universe.
वामपाद की पगदली जाहि माहिली कोर.
The next asana is Yoni Asana. With the same seated position, switch the gaze to the third eye as you visualize Yoni Mandala.
योन्यासनं पर्वतेन योगं योगफले नीलम्.
The next asana is Bhadrasana 3. Now bring both the soles of the feet together at front. Interlace heels close to the perineum. Interlace the fingers and hold with both the hands. Now gaze to the nose as you bring the knees to the ground and visualize Veerbhadra in your inner space as you engage Moola Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha.
गुल्भौ च वृषणस्यादः सीवन्त्याः पार्श्वयोः क्षिपेत्.
Now release the Uddiyana Bandha. The next asana is Aghorasana. Now with the soles of the feet together, heels close to the perineum. Now we'll be performing the Kechari Mudra, which is bringing the twisting the tongue, rolling up towards the roof of the mouth. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself as Aghori. Now bring the right hand and close the left nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Hold. Close the right nostril. Exhale from the left. Now repeating in the other side again and again. This is Antakumka.
पूर्व कहो विश्रिका जोजी वाही विधियों की जैसो जी.
Now relax. The next asana is Kanari Pavasana. As you sit with the soles of the feet together, heels apart. Now bring the elbows onto the respective heels as you bring the chin on the palm. Gaze to the nose and engage Uddiyana Bandha, Moola Bandha. Visualize female elephant drinking water.
ग्वाली पावा आसन कक्ष्यो है जैसे याहू में जाने विधि तैसे.
Now the next asana is Parasana. Now sit with the knees raised. Now, arms between the thighs and calves. Interlace the fingers, feet off the ground. Gaze to the nose. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
ततोर्ध्वम्बे च येत् वायुं मृदुनिश्वास संयुतम्.
As we move to the next asana, which is Gopi Chandasana. Now interlace the fingers around the feet with the soles feet together. Now bring the toes at the groove in the throat. Heels touching the chest, chin on the hands, gaze to the nose as you visualize the crown in a space, the embody of state and space of king. The Raj Kumka is Rachika Kumka.
पूर्व विधिपका का अंगूठा कंठ को पुराशे.
Lower your legs down. The next asana is Udarasana. Now, as you sit with the soles of the feet together, now insert the hands underneath the legs, holding the feet with interlocked fingers. Now bring the feet up to the chest. Bring the head down and touch the chin to the soles. Now gaze to the nose as you visualize Swamiji yourself. Visualize Swamiji in space as you visualize your body is free from all the defects.
दो भूपगदली संपुटाने उभय हस्तकरी उर्ध हिताने.
The next asana is Vasishthasana. Now from the same position, lift the legs up. Bring the legs towards the forehead. Visualize Swamiji in your space as you are exhaling in everything.
दो भगदली जोड़ी संपुट करे.
The next asana is Bhujasana. As from the seated position, bring both the legs over top of the respective shoulders. Now bring the arms underneath the legs and interlace the fingers at the back of the neck. Visualize cobra in your space as you keep performing Rechaka Kumbhaka.
शिरासनं तु विज्ञेयं कक्षासनमतः परं ग्रीवासनं च परमं भुजासनमिहोच्यते.
Now maintain the same seated position with the raised leg. The next asana is Kalyanasana. Now bring the elbows and the knees, wrap it at the back, palms clasped, gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as a beautiful, auspicious goddess.
दो हाथ पगों बीच आने तिनको गोड़ा नीचे ठाने.
Now as you drop the legs. The next asana is Sankatasana. As you bring the left knee on the mat, left foot flat to the perineum. Sit on the left heel. Now as you bring the right leg on the top of the left, interlace the fingers. Place both the hands on the opposite knees. Visualize Swan in your inner space as you perform the new pranayama, which is Ujjayi pranayama, inhaling, like making an ocean sound.
वामपादं चितेर्मूलं सन्न्यस्य धरणीतले.
Now the next asana is Dhenukasana. Now from the Sankadasana, slide the left heel on sides. Now bring both the hands on the top knee. Visualize cow in your inner space as you perform Udyan Bandha, Moola Bandha.
अनुषाकीनगरपञ्चडं वृषीलिन्दकल्यम्नी.
Next asana is Machandrasana. Now place the right foot on the left thigh. Bring the left feet on the right knee. Now gaze to the third eye. Now bring the left hand, hold the right thigh, twist the body hold the left knee with the right hand as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
वामजङ्गपरदक्षिणटाने वामहस्तपिष्टीति स आने.
Now as you untwist your body, the next asana is Machandrasana. Hold the opposite feet with both the hands in Pranamudra as you lean forward, touching the ground. Chest should touch the knees as you visualize Swamiji in space. The mudra is Vaishnava mudra.
प्रथमजी मनोचरण जजोजी वामजङ्गपरिराखे सोजी.
Inhale, rise up. The next asana is Guru Asana. As with the same, maintaining the same seated position, interlace the fingers and place him on the left knee. Now visualize Swamiji in space as you engage all the three bandhas.
ऊर्मूले इतरपादस्य कनिष्ठिका प्रदेशगुल्फं संस्थाप्य.
Inhale. The next asana is Sankadasana. Now as you bring the right leg on the ground, right heel towards perineum. Now sit on the right heel. Now left leg on the top. Bring both the hands on the opposite knees. Visualize Swan in your space.
वामपादं चितेर्मूलं सन्न्यस्य धरणीतले.
The next asana is Sankatasana. Now slide the right heel out Now bring both the hands on the respective on the top of the knee. Now place visualize cow in your inner space as you engage Mula Bandha and Udyana Bandha.
अनुषाकीनकर पंचडम प्रशीलिंदकल्यम्नी.
The next asana is Machandrasana. Now bring the left feet on the right thigh. Bring the right feet on the left knee. Twist on towards right and hold with left hand to the left thigh. Right with the right hand to the left thigh and left hand onto left right knee. Gaze to the third eye.
वामजंग प्रदक्षिणटाने वामहस्तपिष्ठे आने.
As you untwist your body, the next asana we will be performing is Machandrasana 2. As you hold on to the big toe of the opposite legs, lean forward as you touch the forehead on the ground. Bring the chest touching the knees as you visualize Swamiji in your space.
वामजंग प्रदक्षिणटाने वामहस्तपिष्ठे आने.
Inhale, rise up. The next asana is Gurvasana. As you maintain the same seated position, interlace the fingers and place it on the right knee. Engage all the three bandhas, Mahamudra Bandha.
ऊरुमूल इतरपादस्य कनिष्ठिका प्रदेशगुल्भं संस्थाप्य.
Inhale. Now bring the feet on the ground, knees towards against the chest. Now hold the opposite knees, thighs together, spine straight. Now tongue pressed against the roof of the mouth. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पादतले भूमौ निधाय जानुनिवृत्ति निधाय.
Now the next asana is Bodha Shokasana. As you keep the feet flat on the ground, hands wrapped around the leg, hold the opposite wrists, place the chin onto the chest, onto the knees, gaze to the nose as you perform Kechari Mudra, rolling the tongue, touching the roof of the mouth. Visualize Swamiji in your space, visualizing you being as an abode of bliss.
दोवुपकतली भूपरिधरे कोरमाहिलिये शेखरे.
Next asana is Kukkutasana, Kurutasana. Now from the same position, place arms under the knees and hold the opposite elbows. Gaze to the nose. Perform Kechari Mudra. Roll the tongue up to the roof of the mouth. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दो हाथ पग बाहर ल्यावे गोड़ा नीचे ले टहरावे.
Now relax. The next asana is Samati Asana. Now with the same position, holding the knees beneath. Now bring the right foot over the left, heels crossing. Now the toes pointing up. Gaze to the nose. Visualize sage Maharishi Sumati in your inner space as you perform Kechari Mudra.
मूलद्वारी धरती परिठाने डाबा पग परिधे शब्द आने.
Now uncross your legs. Extend it forward, straight. The next asana is Dandasana. Now interlace the fingers and raise it above the head as you engage all the three bandhas called Mahamudra Bandha. Gaze to the nose. Visualize Swamiji in space. Perform Kechari Mudra.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यासो यथा लघु.
Now relax. The next asana is Arambhasana. Now as you sit with legs straight, hold the big toe with the index and middle finger in Prana Mudra. Lean the chest forward and down, head to the knees. Inhale through the left nostril, exhale with the right. This is called Nadi Shodhana. Nadi Shodhana as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दो पग मिलिवा पसारी पगा का अंगूठा पकड़ी लीलाट गोड़ा लगावे.
Inhale, rise up. The next asana is Vedokasana. Now sit with the legs straight, extend the knees slightly up. Now bring the one hand distance apart, heels. Now bring the shoulders down, wrap the hand in and around the leg. Hold the soles of the feet, gaze to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
प्रथम बैसी दो पाव पसारी कछुक उर्द को कुरडो डारे.
Inhale, rise up. The next asana is Jalandhara Pava asana. As you bring the soles of the feet together, extend it forward. Now place the chin, mouth and nose on heels as you insert the hands below the legs, keeping the elbows together. Now on the ground, along the fingers, palms facing up, gaze to the nose. Visualize Swamiji in a space.
दो एड़ी मेल के दीजिए हाथ पसारी.
Inhale, rise up. The next asana is Urdhva Paschimottanasana. Now as you sit with both the legs extended out, now bring the right leg behind the neck and lean forward and down as in Paschimottanasana. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. The pranayama is Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Now inhale, rise up from the same position. Now lift one leg back behind the neck, lean. Now lean at the back. The next asana is Anantasana. As you lean back, gaze to the. Now one hand holding the foot, other hand on the side of the hip. Visualize Swamiji in your space and perform Pratyahara Kumbhaka.
उत्तान शयनी एकैकं पायि ग्रीवायां विन्यस्य.
The next asana is Ankusasana. As you from the Anantasana, rest the body and the elbows on one side, holding the foot. Now gaze to the nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्तानशयित एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां कुर्वन्.
Now the next asana is Virasana. As you lie down and in the back, now bring the knees to the chest. Now encircle the thighs and calves with the palm. Roll to the left and right as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्तानशयनं जानुनि हृदयवष्टम्भ.
Inhale, rise up. Now sit with both the legs extended forward. Now we'll be performing Urdhva Paschimottanasana on the other side as you bring the left leg behind the neck and lean forward as in Paschimottanasana. Visualize Swamiji in your space.
पश्चिमतानवत् स्थितिं कृत्वा एकं पादं ग्रीवायां धृत्वा तिष्ठेत्.
Inhale. The next asana is Anantasana. Now with left leg at the back of the neck, lean back with right hand holding the left foot. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Gaze to the nose.
उत्तानशयनी एकैकं पायि ग्रीवायां विन्यस्य.
The next asana is Ankusasana. Now this from the Anantasana. Rest on the elbows of the right hand. The right hand holding the left foot. Gaze to the nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्तानशयित एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां कुर्वन्.
The next asana we'll be moving on is Yoga Nidrasana. As you lie down on the back, lift the legs one by one behind the head. Hold the hands, hold the hands at the back of the buttocks. Gaze to the nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पादाभ्यां वेष्टयेत् कंठं हस्ताभ्यां पृष्ठबन्धनम्.
Next asana is Atmaramasana. Now bring the legs on the respective shoulder, on top respective shoulder, while you are still lying down on the back. Now bring both the hands at the back of the neck. Visualize Vishnu in your inner space as you gaze to the nose.
आत्माराम आसन प्रथमसो धोसो वे.
Now relax. The next asana is Kochikasana as you lie down on the back. Knees. Now bring the knees to the chest. Soles facing up. Arms extended out on the sides. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दो वो हाथ सीधा सा करे तिनसो उबे से पा करे.
Now the next asana is
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Sadashiva.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda.
Yes, Nityananda, we are back and we're going to continue with the next asana of the sequence, which is Jatara Parivritti. Lay on your back and we are going to perform this asana in 3 steps. We're going to perform all 3 steps on one side and then on the other. Hold the visualization of Swamiji throughout this asana and contract the perineal floor in Mula Bandha. Now pull your knees to the chest and extend your arms out to the side. This is the neutral position to which we are going to return in between the repetitions. Now drop one knee to the side and extend the opposite leg down. This is the first step. Now bend both knees to the side. This is the second step. And then extend both legs. Hold on to the feet and gaze away from the feet. Third step. Now return to the center. Drop the other knee towards the side. Extend the opposite leg down. Bend both knees to the side. Extend the legs, hold on to the feet and gaze in the opposite direction.
परिवृत्ति कुक्षे भागे त्रिदाहि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणं ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च.
The next asana is Dviparapitam. Now lay on your back and place your feet flat on the mat. Hold on to your ankles and then push your hips up high. Gaze to the tip of your nose and visualize yourself as sturdy as a bridge as you start breathing in Murcha Kumbhaka, engaging the Jalandhara under the throat lock as you exhale.
प्रतिक्रियायुतं द्वन्द्वपीठ सर्वबलप्रदम्.
We move on to Paryankasana. on your back with your feet flat on the mat. Bring your hands over top of your shoulders with the fingers pointing towards the feet. Push your hands into the mat and lift your entire body off the ground, pushing your hips up high, visualizing yourself as sturdy as stone furniture as you breathe calmly through your nose in Sahaja Kumbhaka in Paryankasana.
उत्तानशयनं हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिं
Now lay down on your back. Pull your knees towards your chest and place your hands on the respective shoulders as you move the hips in a circular motion, visualizing yourself as a dog playfully rolling around on its back in Shvottanasana.
शवच्छरीरं संस्थाप्य जानुनी सम्मील्य नाभुवानीज.
Next up is the Viparita Karani. Lie supine and raise your hips and legs up. Bring your hands to the lower back for support if needed, but then place your arms flat on the mat, the hands as well for balance, and move your legs around in a circular motion, visualizing Swamiji in your inner space.
भूतले सशिरो दत्त्वा खेनये चरणद्वयम्.
Now stop the movement of your legs in Viparita Karani 2 as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space, intensely activating your digestive fire.
करणी विपरीताख्या सर्वाधिव्याधिनाशिनी.
Lower your legs. Place your arms flat on the mat beside your body and push your hips up, bringing the feet over top of your head in Langalasana. Now, with the toes touching the ground, interlock your fingers behind your back. Push your hands into the mat as you visualize yourself as a plow.
नरकासने स्थित्वा नासिकाप्रदेशे भूमौ पादपृष्ठे स्थाप्य.
Next up is Shaita Paschimottanasana. With your feet over top of your head, catch a hold of your feet with your hands, keeping your arms and legs straight. This is one of the 84 different asanas revealed directly by Lord Paramashiva himself. Keep breathing in Mudra Kumbhaka and internally chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
तानं शयित्वात् कुर्वीत शयितपश्चिमतानकम्.
Next up is Supta Konasana. From the same position, bring your hips above the shoulder level and spread your legs wide apart as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Next up is Chakrasana. Bring your legs above the head and keep the feet together as you hold on to your ankles, and then visualize yourself as a chakra, a wheel, and roll onto your back.
शवासनस्तद्वौ पादौ कुर्यान्मस्तकतः परौ व्युत्क्रमेण ततः शीघ्रम् एतत् सर्वस्य साधनम्.
The next asana is Supta Prasarita Bharangshtasana. As you lay on your back, bring your legs straight up at a 90-degree angle and hold on to the big toes in Prana Mudra. Then open your legs and arms wide out towards the side. As you visualize Swamiji in your inner space, breathe in Ujjayi Pranayama, making an ocean-like sound with your mouth.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Now join your feet together above the body. Keep holding onto the big toes in Supta Parangushtasana as you visualize Swamiji.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
The next asana is Matsyasana. From the same posture, cross your legs into Padmasana. Lay flat on your back as you bring your arms above your head, holding on to opposite elbows. Rest on your back as you gaze to the nose and visualize Matsya, the fish avatar of Lord Vishnu.
मुक्तपद्मासनं कृत्वा उत्तानशयनं चरेत्.
Next up is Parasharamasana. From the same posture, place the back of the right hand onto the left palm, palms facing up. As you gaze to the nose, visualize Lord Rama in your inner space.
प्रथमकरे पद्मासन आछे सूधो सोबे भूपरिपाछे.
With the legs in Padmasana, Bring your hands to the lower back and raise your legs and hips up, resting on your neck. Breathing in Murcha Kumbhaka with the throat lock engaged as you gaze the tip of the nose and visualize Swamiji in Sarvangasana.
अथवा क्षेत्र संक्षेपात् सर्वांगासनमुत्तमम्.
The next asana is Vrishikasana. Lay on your back, place one foot onto the opposite thigh, and pull the opposite knee towards your chest as you extend your arms upwards above your head and hook your fingers forward, gazing to the third eye and visualizing yourself as a scorpion.
प्रथमशयन सुधो शीर्षकेश की संधि सुदाखे.
Now place the other foot on the opposite thigh, repeating Vrishikasana on the other side.
प्रथमशयन सुधो शीर्षकेश की संधि सुदाखे.
Now interlock your fingers behind your neck and lift both the legs up and alternate bringing one knee in towards the chest back and forth without placing the feet down on the ground in Vrishapadakshipasana, breathing through your nose in Sahadra Kumbhaka and visualizing Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्तानशयनं कृत्वा अङ्गुलिभिः कन्दरां बद्ध्वा.
Lay your hands next to your hips as you lift one knee towards the ear back and forth. Touch your ears with your knees again and again as you visualize Swamiji in Maruttanasana.
वोत्तानवत् संस्थिति कृत्वा जानुद्वयं पर्यायेन कर्णयोः संस्पृशेत्.
The next asana is Vrikasana. As you lay on your back, place the soles of the feet flat on the ground and then stand up and sit back down again and again as you visualize yourself as a wolf.
अथ उत्तानशयनं कृत्वा पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा.
Next up is Lutasana. Laying on your back, quickly throw your legs above the head, completely rolling over again and again as you visualize Swamiji and finally finish in a prone position.
उत्तानशयनं पादौ शिर उल्लङ्घ्य.
Now laying on your stomach with your hands next to the shoulder level. Contract your lips and make a sound like a flute, whistling while inhaling as you visualize yourself as a chariot, carrying warriors into a battle for Dharma on your chariot back in Saratahasana.
निब्धशयनं कृत्वा नाभिं भूमौ निधाय.
The next asana is Dehalyulanganasana. Push your hands into the mat and lift your body into a plank position. Alternate jumping the feet in between the hands back and forth as you feel yourself go beyond the body and mind.
हस्तद्वयं बद्ध्वा तन्मध्ये चरणद्वयम् उड्डानैव बहिरानीय.
Next up is Chatyasana. From a standing position, bend forward and place your hands on the mat. Walk back and forth as you visualize yourself as a wise 60-year-old elephant.
अथ जात्यासनं वक्षे येन जातिस्मरो भवेत्.
The next asana is Lolitika Karana. As you stand with your knees bent, the feet pointing outwards, bend your elbows, keep your hands at the chest level, and lean backwards, and swiftly move your arms around the body and your head in all directions. Now stand straight on the mat. Tie a rope around your feet if you have one available. As you keep your arms close to the body, hands on the thighs, visualizing your Kundalini Devi raising and curling upwards around your body in Sarapasana.
अथ सर्पासनं वक्षे वायुपाणाय केवलम्.
Next up is Ushta Saranasana. While standing, place the backside of your hands onto the mat and step your feet onto your fingers. Hold onto the toes from the front as you walk around on the mat, visualizing yourself as a camel.
मुष्टिकनिष्ठिका प्रदेशेन भूमौ निधाय.
Next up is Ashwasana. Repeat the same movement, but place your Hands at the side of the feet. Grab the feet from the side as you walk around on the mat, visualizing yourself as a horse.
मुष्टिकनिष्ठिका प्रदेशेन भूमौ निधाय उपरि पादतले संस्थाप्य
Next up is Kapotanitakasana. Now stand straight with the feet together, interlace your hands behind the back and pull them down towards the calves. Open up your chest as you visualize yourself as a soaring bird diving in Kapotanitakasana.
पादतले भूमौ निधाय पृष्ठभागेन हस्तौ जङ्घापर्यन्तं नीत्वा
Next up is Tala Pushpaputam Karana. Standing tall with the palms together, Namaskara Mudra. Gently bend your knees and keep the toes pointing outwards. Bow down to one side, raising one heel and opening up the palms in the respective directions as you visualize yourself holding a bouquet of flowers and offering it to Paramashiva. Next up is Khadgasana. Now visualize yourself as a rhinoceros and gaze to your nose as you lay down on your stomach. And then jump your feet up towards your hands and stand, bringing your hands in Namaskara Mudra in front, symbolizing the horn of the rhinoceros.
नुजसरतमासनं कृत्वा पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा
Next up is the Uttanottanam. As you sit down all the way or as low as you can to the ground, stand back up again and again. You can hold weights if you want to intensify this asana. Gaze to the tip of the nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you breathe calmly in Sahajra Kumbhaka, independent from the movement you are performing. Keep the flow of your breathing natural and perform the Mula Bandha as you do so.
पुनः पुनः उत्थातव्यम् अधितव्यम् इति उत्थानोत्थानं भवति.
Next up is Musalasana. Raise your hands above your head and jump repeatedly as you visualize yourself as a mace.
सरलं स्थित्वा ऊर्ध्वं बाहु नजेत्.
Next up is Uchchiya Shakasana. From a standing position, pull the sole of one foot towards your chest. Sit down and stand back up with the other leg, repeating the movement on both sides again and again as you gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji.
एकैकं पादतलं कुक्षौ निधाय.
Next up is the Parshva Karana. Standing on one leg, keep the toes pointing outwards and the knees slightly bent, pulling the other knee towards your chest and circling it with your respective arm, with a hand in a fist and the opposite hand onto the inner thigh with the fingers pointing inwards. We move on to Tandavasana. Now, you can hold weights if you want to intensify this asana. As you visualize yourself fiercely dancing as Lord Shiva, extend one leg and both arms forward, sit down and stand back up.
एकेन पादेन स्थातव्यं ताण्डवासनं भवति.
Next up is Brahmanasana. As you place the left foot onto the inner opposite thigh, stand erect on the mat like a rod. Keep your hands relaxed by the side as you visualize yourself being blessed by Lord Brahma.
ब्राह्मणासनमावक्ष्य यत्कृत्वा ब्राह्मणो भवेत्.
Now stand tall and wrap the left leg over and around the right knee. Tuck the left toes on the other side of the right calf and bring the left arm below the right, hands in Namaskara Mudra, visualizing yourself as Lord Garuda in Garudasana 3.
उत्तानकूर्मपीठं च सिंहस्गारुडमेव च.
The next asana is Ekapadasana. As you stand straight on the right leg, keep the left foot on the opposite thigh, hands relaxed by the knees, visualizing Swamiji in your inner space as you perform Ekapadasana.
दक्षाङ्घ्रिं वामपादस्य जङ्घोपरि निधाय च.
The next asana is Dhruvasana, the pole star posture. Now visualize yourself as the North Pole star as you hold on to the big toe of one foot and extend the leg out to the side, quickly rotating on the standing leg.
एकेन हस्तेन दण्डरूपस्य एकस्य पादस्य अग्रं धृत्वा.
Next up is Trivikramasana. Now, as you stand, bring one foot behind your neck. Perform the 3 steps of Lord Vishnu as you visualize Lord Vishnu in your inner space, which are standing, sitting down, and standing back up.
ग्रीवायां पादं संस्थाप्य स्थातव्यम् उत्थातव्यं त्रिविक्रमासनं भवति.
Now repeat the Parshvajanukarana on the other side. Pull the other knee towards your chest, hand in a fist, opposite hand on the thigh with the fingers pointing inwards. Now repeat Tandavasana as you visualize yourself fiercely dancing as Lord Shiva. Sit down and stand back up.
एकेन पादेन स्थातव्यं ताण्डवासनं भवति.
Repeat Brahmanasana as you place the other foot onto the inner opposite thigh. Hands relaxed by the side, visualizing yourself being blessed by Lord Brahma.
ब्राह्मणासनमावक्षे यत्कृत्वा ब्राह्मणो भवेत्.
Repeat Garudasana 3, intertwining arms and legs, hands in Namaskara Mudra, visualizing yourself as Lord Garuda.
उत्तानकूर्मपीठं च सिंहस्गारुडमेव च.
Now repeat Ekapadasana, placing the other foot onto the opposite thigh, hands relaxed by the side, visualizing Swamiji as you breathe calmly in Sahajra Kumbhaka.
दक्षाङ्घ्रिं वामपादस्य जङ्घोपरि निधाय च.
Now repeat Dhruvasana, the pole-star posture, rotating on the standing leg, holding onto the opposite big toe.
एकेन हस्तेन दण्डरूपस्य एकस्य पादस्य अग्रं धृत्वा.
Now repeat Trivikramasana, placing the other foot behind your neck. For stability, you can hold on to any solid object. If you can't bring the leg behind your neck, you can bring it towards your chest or just hold the foot and sit down and stand back up.
ग्रीवायां पादं संस्थाप्य स्थातव्यम् उत्थातव्यं त्रिविक्रमासनं भवति.
Next up is Samanakakarana. Now stand relaxed with your heels touching, toes pointing outwards, the arms slightly extended to the side, with the fingers pointing one by one in this natural posture. After this intense sequence of asanas, as we move on to the final 100 asanas of this sequence, starting with Godak Anjali Asana. Now stand erect and then bend forward. Bring both hands underneath the knees and make a finger lock. As you sit in a squatting position, let the finger lock touch your navel. As you visualize the great sage Goraknath, the founder of the Natha Yoga Hindu Sampradaya, breathing in Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, inhaling all the way, holding your breath and then forcefully moving the prana up and down and through the limbs of your body by the force of your will alone.
प्रथमहि उभोः ये बाहुरी नीचो पुनिहो वे.
Next up is Kanchi Asana. In a squatting position, insert your hands between the thighs and calves and then wrap them around behind your butt. As you keep your chest straight, visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
ऊरुमध्यात् हस्तौ निवेश्य नितम्बं धृत्वा.
Next up is Bhaido Asana. As you keep the feet together, sit in a squatting posture with your heels touching the perineum. Hold your hands behind the back in Padasha Mudra. As you gaze to your navel, visualize Bhagavān Kala Bhairava the Lord of Time.
दो पग की थलिया की माहिली कौर मिला जी फना पानी उकड़ मोड़ वैसे.
Next up is Varahasana. Now squat all the way down to the ground. Keep your feet together, the toes pointing outwards. As you bring your elbows up close to the head and the palms together, fingers pointing downwards. Gaze to your nose and visualize a ball, one of the 10 incarnations of Mahavishnu.
पाकतली की माहिली कौर मिलाई फना पानी उकड़ वैसे.
Next up is Plupitasana. With your heels touching, hold onto the big toes in Prana Mudra and bring your hips to the same level as your knees. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Breathe in Jivachala Kumbhaka.
पार्श्वद्वयं मील्य स्थित्वा नितमं जानप्रदेश आनीय
The next asana is Bakasana. As you place your hands on the mat with the fingers wide, bring your knees onto your arms, towards your armpits, lean forward and down and find balance as you lift your feet off the mat, visualizing yourself as a crow.
हस्ताभ्यामवनिमवष्टभ्य जानुद्वयं नाभौ सम्मील्य
Next up is Sushtanga Kapalyasana. As you keep your hands on the ground, shoulder width apart, place your head on the ground, form a triangle with your head and your hands. Lift your feet up and cross your legs into Padmasana. As you gaze to the tip of your nose, visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
आसनगोगणकपाल आछो होई
Gently lower your legs and come to a kneeling position with your heels outside of the hips, the toes touching behind your body. Keep your hands on the thighs, gaze to your nose and visualize you are sitting in the secret seat with Paramashiva and Guru in Guptasana.
जानोर्वोरन्तरे पादौ कृत्वा पादौ च गोपजेत्
The next asana is Vrikshasana 2. Placing your hands flat on the ground, fingers wide, lift your body up straight into a handstand. This asana should be practiced to purify the 7 chakras. If you can't perform the handstand, you can lean against a wall or ask a partner to aid you in this asana. As you visualize, you are a tree with deep roots into the ground.
सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासनविशेषकान्
Maintain the handstand posture. Bring your hands and feet close together. As you gaze to your third eye, visualize Tejas, energy flowing to the third eye in Shibhavasana.
द्वौ पगजोड़ी माही गुल्फमिलाये
Now, place your hands flat on the mat and bring your body into a tall plank position. Lower your body down and then push it back up again and again as you visualize yourself as a fish in Matsyasana 2.
नित्यं शयनं कुरुपरो पार्श्वभागाय मूर्धकृत्या
Next up is Sadapasana 2. As you lay prone on your belly, place your hands on the hips, extend your legs jointly, point the toes downwards as you lift your chest from left to right. Visualize and move your body like a snake.
नित्यं शयनं कृत्वा हस्तौ नितम्बं संस्थाप्य
Next up is Niralambanasana. Lie prone on your belly with the toes pointing backwards. Place your elbows on the ground in front and bring your hands in Padma Mudra, the lotus mudra, with the thumbs and little fingers touching as you rest your chin on your hands. Feel self-supported and completely independent in Niralambanasana.
कराभ्यां पङ्कजं कृत्वा तिष्ठेत् कुर्परया सुधीः
Next up is Jatarasana. As you lie on your stomach, bend your knees and raise your feet as you place your hands on the ground and straighten up your arms, lifting your chest up high, bringing your feet towards your upper back as you gaze upwards. See yourself as an umbrella protecting your guru from the sun rays in Chaturasana.
अर्ध्यासनवस्थित्वा हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्याम्
Next up is Vajrasana. On your knees, with the top of the feet flat on the mat, with your perineum on the heels, extend your arms out in front and place your palms and your forehead on the mat. Gaze towards your nose and visualize yourself as Vajra, the weapon of Indra, symbolizing your indestructibility.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यासो यथा लघु
Next up is Meshasana. As you keep your hands on the ground, push your body up into Gajasana, raising your hips up high. Then alternate striking the ground with your hands as you experience yourself as powerful as a ram.
गजासन संस्थितो एकैकं बाहुं भूमौ ताडयेत्.
The next asana is Ajasana. From Gajasana, lift your legs up into the air and slowly bring your forehead down towards the ground, visualizing yourself as unborn, existing for all eternity.
गजासन संस्थितो पादद्वयमन्तराळे कृत्य.
Next up is Dhanantarasana. As you sit on your heels with the legs together in a kneeling posture, interlace your fingers around the toes and pull the feet towards your perineum. Then place your hands on the respective knees. Keep your spine straight, gaze to the tip of the nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space. And breathe in Ujjayi Pranayama, making an ocean-like sound with your mouth.
पूर्व विधि परिहाता की काकसीस्यो फणा शरा मोड़ी.
The next asana is the Angamuttanam. As you interlace your fingers in front and then behind you, stretch your arms forward to the sides and backward, giving massage to various different joints and muscles of your body. As you visualize Swamiji in your inner space, perform Ujjayi Pranayama.
हस्तयोः अङ्गुलीर्बद्ध्वा हस्तयोर्मध्यात् सर्वमङ्गं निष्कासयित्वा.
Next up is Garudasana form. From Vajrasana, sitting on your heels, turn your feet outwards so the toes are pointing outwards. Keep your thighs and knees resting on the ground, spine straight, hands on the knees, as you visualize yourself as Lord Garuda, flying Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi on his back.
जङ्घोरुभ्यां धरां पीड्य स्थिरकायो द्विजानुना.
Next up is Ananda Mandirasana. Now sit with your legs folded back, toes pointing backwards, knees open wide, and hold onto your ankles as you pull your feet up. Place the front of your buttocks on the ground, gaze to your third eye, and visualize that you are residing in the blissful space of a temple.
अथ वक्षे वीरनाथ आनन्दमन्दिरासनम्.
Next up is Mandukasana 2. As you sit with the knees wide, the feet overlapping, place your perineum on the ankles. Place your hands underneath the knees and gaze towards your nose as you press your tongue up flat against the palate of your mouth in Manduki Mudra, visualizing yourself as a frog and performing Uddiyana Bandha and Muda Bandha in Mandukasana 2.
पृष्ठं सम्पीड्य गुल्भाभ्यां जान्वङ्गे सबलयाकृतिः.
Next up is Narasimhasana. Now tuck your toes, raise your heels and sit on the heels. Keep your knees wide and place your hands on the ground, fingers spread, thumbs together. Stretch your tongue out and exhale forcefully again and again as you gaze to the nose and visualize Narasimha, one of the 10 avatars of Lord Vishnu.
दोबू फणा पानी होए वैसे एडी मेले रघुदानी वैसे.
Next up is Vishtrakasana. As you maintain the same sitting posture, cover your mouth and nose with your hands. As you bring your thumbs underneath the teeth, close your mouth, inhale through the right nostril, and exhale through your mouth as per your capacity in Vishtaka Pranayama. As you gaze to the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as Devi presiding over any and all minuscule fears you might have.
दो बगा की एडी जोजी घोड़ा फनो बान पुनि होई.
Next up is Makarasana. Now keep the soles of the feet together, the top of the feet on the ground. Sit on your heels and bend your elbows, bringing your fingers towards your armpits. Imitate as if you are a monkey scratching itself as you visualize yourself as a playful monkey. Gaze to your third eye and breathe in Ujjayi Pranayama.
दो पगदली संपुट आने तिनकी पृष्ठी भूमि पर इठाने.
We move on to Vajrasangarasana. As you stand on your toes, with the soles of the feet together, bring your knees wide apart, raised off the ground. Hold on to your elbows behind your back. As you gaze to the nose, embody diamond-like strength for yourself and your Sangha, your spiritual community.
प्रथम पणापाणी होय वैसे दो वो एड़ी उदानी वैसे.
Next up is Kanjanasana. Now keep your toes down, ankles crossed behind, and sit on your heels as you place your palms on the mat to the sides of your body. Gaze to the nose and visualize perfect health beyond any and all physical or mental ailments as you perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
खञ्जनासनमावक्षे यत्कृत्वा सुस्थिरो भवेत्.
Next up is Kurmasana. Maintain the same sitting posture. Place your hands on the knees. Make your upper body and neck stiff like the shell of a turtle as you gaze to your nose and visualize a turtle with a stable body and mind to live for hundreds of years in Kurmasana.
गुल्फौ च वृषणस्याधो व्युत्क्रमेण समाहितौ.
Now maintain the same posture, but relax your upper back in Yogasana. As you gaze to the nose, visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
गुदं नियम्य गुल्फाभ्यां व्युत्क्रमेण समाहितः.
Next up is Vijyogasana. Now stand on your knees, cross your ankles behind with the feet near the opposite knees. Hold your calves with the fingers inside and the thumbs outside as you gaze to your third eye and visualize a space of eternal oneness, Advaita, with your Guru.
गोड़ा वामो उभो होजी गोड़ा आड़ा राखे दोजी.
We move on to Ushrasana 2. In a kneeling posture, bend backwards and hold onto your ankles with your hands. As you keep your arms straight, push your hips forward. Bend your back as you visualize yourself as a camel.
मेरुदंड ग्रंथि दाढ्य संपिपादयिषु पुमान्.
Next up is Jatyasana 2. With your heels together, the hands on the soles of the feet, slowly lean back. Bring your elbows to the ground and then the back of your head as well. As you gaze to your nose, experience yourself as a lotus blooming.
दो एड़ी संपुट करे 16 मूलद्वारी तरि धरे.
Next up is Viratasana. Sitting on your knees with the thighs and calves together, lean back and touch your back to the ground, raise back up again and again with the support of your hands if needed. As you gaze to the nose and visualize the healing and liberation of all causal subtle forms of your body in Viratasana.
जंगा पृष्ठभूमो निधाय जंगोदरयोः ऊरुनि संस्थाप्य.
Next up is Kapotasana. From Viratasana, raise your hips higher. Bring your forearms flat on the mat behind. As you hold the back of your heels, bring your head in between the feet. If you can, lean back as far as possible as you visualize yourself as a beautiful dog.
मेरुदंड ग्रंथि दाढ्य संपिपादयिषु पुमान्.
Next up is Varasana. Now stand upright on your knees with the toes tucked behind. As you hold on to the opposite arms with your hands in front, as you gaze to the nose. This is the boon-fulfilling posture. Now receive your boon from Paramashiva. Internally chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
जानुनि भूमौ संस्थाप्य.
The next asana is Varahasana 2. Keep the toes tucked. Sit on the heels and place your forearms on the ground in front. resting your head on your hands as you visualize yourself as Varaha, the boar avatar of Lord Vishnu, in Varahasana too.
सूर्यं चन्द्रं भेदनानि आसनानि निकथ्यते कूर्परो भूमौ स्थापयित्वा.
Next up is Mundasana. As you rest on your knees, place your forearms on the mat, shoulder width apart. Interlock your fingers, place your head on the mat, hold onto your head as you walk your feet forward, raise your hips, and then lift your legs up straight into a headstand posture. Lean against the wall for support if needed. Gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as a lopped tree as you breathe calmly through your nose in Sahasrara Kumbhaka.
अधो मुण्डासनं वक्षे सर्वेषां प्राणिनां सुखम्.
Next up is Andhasana. As you lower your legs down, sit in a kneeling posture with your feet flat on the ground. Bring your elbows outside the knees as you bend down and bring your head in between the legs. Hold your head with both hands. Inhale through your nose in Sahasrara Kumbhaka and exhale through your mouth in this asana. As you gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Andhasana.
प्रथम भगदली सिमट हरावे कोरमा हिली उभे मिलावे.
Next up is Viparita Shalabhasana. As you lay down on your stomach, holding weights if you want to intensify this asana. Extend your arms out in front and raise your entire legs, your arms and your chest off the ground, engaging your lower back as you visualize yourself as a locust.
शलभासन भेदाश्च नटभेरुण्ड नामके गण्डभेरुण्ड सहिते शीर्षदण्डासनं तथा.
Next up is Kapalasana. As you lay on your belly with the arms at the side of your hips. With the palms facing down, place your forehead on the ground and lift your legs up entirely, keeping your head on the mat. Now visualize yourself as a skull representing the mind with purified thoughts and the strong will to attain enlightenment in Kapalasana, the skull posture.
कपालं भूमो निधाय ऊर्ध्वं पादौ नजेत्.
Next up is Akasha Kapotasana. With your arms straightened behind, raise your hips and your legs up above your head, placing the feet on the ground in front of your face. Now, visualize yourself as a free and open dove.
उष्ट्रासने स्थित्वा चरणौ भूमैरुत्थाप्य मस्तकोपरि नीत्वा.
Next up is Chatakasana. As you sit on the knees, bring your chest down so your navel touches the knees. Place your forearms on the mat in front of you. Be sturdy and visualize yourself as a sparrow.
कूर्मरपर्यन्तौ हस्तौ धरामष्टभ्य.
Next up is Vrishchikasana too. With your forearms on the ground, raise your legs up above your head and bend the legs forward, touching your feet to the head. Visualize yourself as a scorpion.
विच्छेव पुच्छ प्रतिमाङ्घ्रिपार्श्वनि धृत्वा स्वशीर्षे चिबुकं विधार्यकौ.
The next asana is Vrishasana. Place your perineum down on the right heel in the kneeling position as you bring the left foot outside the hip with the toes pointing to the side. Place your hands in front of the knees as you visualize yourself as a bull. Start breathing in Antaranga Kumbhaka, forcefully inhaling through the nose, holding your breath for a short while, and then exhaling slowly again through the nose in Vrishasana.
याम्यगुल्फे पादमूले वामभागे पदेतरं विपरीतं स्पृशेत् भूमिं वृषासनमिदं भवेत्.
Next up is Lolasana. From the same position, with your hands in front of the knees, lift your knees and your entire body off the mat, crossing the toes of the left foot over the right and balancing above the mat as you visualize Swamiji.
लोलासनं सदा कुर्यात् वायुलोलापघातनात्.
Now, straight from Lulasana, place your perineum on the left heel with the right foot outside. Toes pointing outwards in Vrishasana on the other side, visualizing yourself as a bull.
यामि गुल्फे पादमूले वामभागे पदेतरम्.
The next asana is Palagunasa. As you place the toes of the left foot on the ground with the left heel raised, sit on the left heel and place the right foot flat with the right knee raised against your chest, bringing your hands on the respective knees and visualizing Balagunahaya, one of the 84 siddhas in your inner space.
आसन को गुण जल विकार जाई.
Next up is Grahasana. Now squat with your feet flat on the mat. Bring your elbows under the thighs and wrap your hands around the shins, holding onto the ankles from the outside, visualizing yourself as the entire planet.
पादतले भूमौ संस्थाप्य जानु मध्ये कूर्परौ स्थाप्य.
Now repeat Balagunasana on the other side, tucking the toes of the right foot, sitting on the right heel.
आसन को गुण जल विकार जाई.
We move on to Utkatasana. Hold weights if you want to intensify this asana. As you squat on your toes with the heels up and the knees off the mat, place your perineum on the raised heels. Keep your hands on the respective knees and your spine straight as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
युजास्पिजस्तीयत ऊर्वजानु यत्रासने पादतलध्वजोपरि.
Next up is Vajrasangarasana 2. As you sit on the toes with the perineum on the heels, the soles of the feet together, knees opened wide, raised off the ground. Hold on to opposite elbows behind your back and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
प्रथम बना पानी होए जैसे दोवो एड़ी गुदा निवैसे.
The next asana is Anilasana. In a squatting posture, place your hands flat on the ground, stepping your heels onto your hands. Keep your arms straight, squat down all the way, gaze to your nose, and visualize you're able to consume and live off of air alone.
दोवो हाथ भूमि पर ठाने कहुनी जाड़ी नाभिलग आने.
Next up is Parukasana. Now place the back of your hands on the mat in front of your feet with the fingers pointing towards your body, and then step your feet onto your hands, wrapping your hands around the feet like shoes. And then walk around on the mat, visualizing that you're wearing padukas walking across India.
हस्तत्रयोः पादतले कृत्वा तिष्ठेत् गच्छेत् पादुकासनं भवति.
Next up is Kukkutodhanasana. As you place your palms on the mat, raise both feet upwards into the air again and again, letting them fall back down as you visualize yourself as a rooster.
हस्ततले भूमौ कृत्वा पादतले च ऊर्ध्वमुड्डानं कृत्वा.
The next asana is Viparita Nrityasana. Placing your hands on the mat, raise your legs upwards into a handstand and move around on two hands dancing, feeling yourself become free of all inhibitions.
हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्य ऊर्ध्वपादाग्रे कुर्वन्.
Next up is Kunjalasana. Now, separate the feet and place one palm down on the mat with the arms straight. Bring the opposite hand to the head and be stable. As you visualize Swamiji, breathe calmly through your nose in Sahadra Kumbhaka.
अथ पक्षे महादेव कुञ्जरासनमुत्तमम्.
Now repeat Kunjarasana on the other side.
अथ पक्षे महादेव कुञ्जरासनमुत्तमम्.
The next asana is Kadambasana. Sit on the ground with the feet flat and the heels close to your body. Hold the respective ankles with your hands and lift the feet off the ground as you visualize yourself as a Kadamba tree, a pious tree that promotes a long life.
पार्श्वभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्य हस्तद्वयेन गुल्फौ धृत्वा.
Next up is Pavana Muktasana. As you sit with your heels at the perineum, hold your knees with your hands and press them towards your chest, visualizing any excess vata being released or balanced within your system.
द्वयोस्तु पादयोः पाणिं लात्वा स्वस्वनितम्बके
Next up is Chakrasana. As you sit and lift one leg behind your head, you can also pull it towards your chest if you can't, lift it behind your neck. Then place your hands on the mat to the side and extend the opposite leg straight as you lift your entire body off the mat, gazing to your third eye and visualizing yourself as a powerful source of energy in Chakrasana.
पूर्वतानं चतुष्पादपीठं वज्रासनं तथा.
Next up is Dhanurasana 2. As you sit with one leg extended, hold on to the big toe of both the feet with the respective hand in Prana Mudra and pull one foot towards your ear as you visualize yourself as a bow in Dhanurasana 2.
पादाङ्गुष्ठौ पाणिभ्यां गृहीत्वा श्रवणावधि.
Next up is Ashtavakrasana. Now lift the left leg over top of the left shoulder and hook the right foot over top, extending the legs to the side, leaning forward and balancing on your arms as you visualize yourself as a flying crane.
वासिष्ठमथकौण्डिन्यमूर्धकुक्कुटमेव च.
Next up is Pranasana. As you place the right foot onto the left thigh and bring the left foot flat on the ground, bring the left shoulder underneath the raised leg, hand flat on the mat as you push the other knee down towards the ground. Gaze towards your third eye and visualize you're immortal, able to exist solely from prana.
एतत् प्रभेदं वक्ष्यामि करोति यस्य चामरः.
Next up is Parashvamatsindrasana. As you place the right foot at the root of the left thigh and step the left foot over top of the right knee, twist the right elbow outside of the raised knee, bring the hand below and hold on to the hands behind your back, twisting your spine. Gaze up towards your third eye as you visualize Sage Matsyendranath in Parashvamatsindrasana.
पार्श्वाभ्यां धृत्यते यास्तु पार्श्वमत्स्येन्द्रमुत्तमम्.
Now repeat Chakrasana on the other side. Bring the other foot behind your neck, lifting your entire body up, visualizing yourself as a powerful source of energy as you gaze to your third eye.
पूर्वतानं चतुष्पादपीठं वज्रासनं तथा.
Now repeat Dhanurasana 2. Pulling the other foot towards your ear, holding onto the big toes, visualizing yourself as a bow.
पादाङ्गुष्ठौ पाणिभ्यां गृहीत्वा श्रवणावधि.
Now repeat Ashtavakrasana. Hook the right foot over top of the right shoulder, the left foot over top of the right, and extend both legs out to the side, balancing on your arms as you lean forward and visualize yourself as a flying crane.
वासिष्ठमथकौण्डिन्यमूर्धकुक्कुटमेव च.
Now place the left foot on the right thigh and bring the respective shoulder underneath the raised knee. Visualize yourself being able to exist solely on prana.
एतत् प्रभेदं वक्ष्यामि करोति यस्य चामरः.
Now place the left foot at the right hip and set the right foot over top of the left knee as you twist your body and hold on to opposite hands behind your back as you gaze to your third eye in Parashvamatsindrasana, visualizing the great sage and yogi Matsyendranath, the master of Hatha Yoga.
पार्श्वाभ्यां धृत्यते यास्तु पार्श्वमत्स्येन्द्रमुत्तमम्.
The next asana is Ardha Paschimottanasana. Keep one heel pressed against the perineum and extend the opposite leg straight forward. Lean forward and down. Hold onto the front foot with both hands, like in Paschimottanasana. As you visualize Swamiji in your inner space, breathe in Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, inhaling all the way, holding your breath, and moving the prana up and down and through your limbs as per your will.
एकं पादं प्रसार्य एकं पादस्य पार्श्वनासीवने सम्पीड्य.
Now perform Kranchasana, bringing the left foot outside the hip, the foot flat on the mat, and then holding on to the right foot, extending it up in front of your face with the knees straight visualizing yourself as a crane.
वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
Now, press the perineum with the other foot, with the other heel, as you keep the opposite leg extended, leaning forward and down, repeating Ardha Paschimottanasana, visualizing Swamiji in your inner space.
एकं पादं प्रसार्य एकं पादस्य पार्श्वना सीवनी सम्पीड्य.
Now repeat Kranchasana on the other side. Bring the right foot outside the hip, foot flat, hold onto the left foot, extended up in front of the face as you visualize yourself as a crane.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Now sit in Swastikasana, placing the soles of the feet in between the thighs and the calves, with your spine straight, palms resting on the knees. Gaze to your nose and embody peace, well-being, good fortune, and prosperity.
जानुर्भोरन्तरे सम्यक् कृत्वा पादतले उभे.
The next asana is Gorakshasana. Maintain the same posture. Place your hands over top of the heels. As you tuck your chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha, contract the perineal floor in Mudra Bandha. Gaze to your nose and visualize the great sage Goraknath, founder of the Natha Yoga Hindu Sampradaya.
जानुर्भोरन्तरे पादौ उत्तानो व्यक्तसंस्थितौ.
Next up is Bhagasana. Now place the left heel against the perineum and the right foot on top of the left thigh. Gaze towards your third eye. Visualize Swamiji and meditate on Arihanta, the enlightened one, as you get ready to enter Shanmukhi Mudra. Inhaling all the way, holding your breath and then closing your mouth with little and ring fingers, the nostrils with the index fingers, with the middle fingers, the eyes with the index fingers, and the ears with the thumbs.
वामपार्श्वमुकुटं संस्थाप्य दक्षाङ्घ्रिवामजघने.
Exhale and enter Yogasana 2. As you place your feet on top of opposite knees, keep your hands next to your body on the ground with the palms facing upwards. Gaze to the tip of your nose and visualize Swamiji as you perform Kakachantra Kumbhaka. Roll up your tongue, stick it out of your mouth, and inhale through the rolled up tongue, exhaling through the nose, cooling down your body.
उत्तानो चरणौ कृत्वा संस्थाप्योपरि जानुनोः.
Next up is Urdhva Kukutasana. From Padmasana, place your palms flat on the mat beside your body and push them into the ground as you lift your entire body up, balancing above the mat as you visualize yourself as a rooster.
ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटवासिष्ठमरीचिहलमत्स्यकम्.
Next up is Siddha Haratali Asana. From Padmasana, bring your hands in between the legs, place your palms flat on the mat, but don't lift your body up. Stay seated on the mat as you gaze to the nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
प्रथम पद्मासन को करे, हस्तुदो भूगोड़ासन दिधरे.
Next up is Hamsasana. From the same position, push your hands into the ground, lift your entire body up. Gaze to the nose and visualize yourself as an elegant swan in Hamsasana.
कुक्कुटासनमस्थित्वा स्कन्दपर्यन्तं ऊरोनि नीत्वा तिष्ठेत् हंसासनं भवति.
Next up is Karmukasana. With your legs in Padmasana, bring your hands in between the legs and push them behind your body as you lean forward and down, interlocking the fingers behind in Padasha Mudra and placing your forehead on the mat. Visualize yourself as Lord Shiva's bow.
प्रथम पद्मासन को करे, घोड़ा संधि माही करी धरे.
Next up is Kurmasana 2. From Padmasana, insert both hands through the thighs and calves, bend your elbows, and hold on to the respective shoulders with your hands. As you visualize yourself as a turtle with a stable body and mind to live for centuries. In Kurmasana 2.
बाई जंग पर दक्षिण पावा, दाई जंग पर बाई लियावा.
Next up is Granthi Bhedasana. In the same posture, tuck your chin to the chest. Engage Jalandhara Bandha. Gaze to your nose and rejoice, knowing you're in Shiva's secret nod posture.
अथ वक्षे नीलकण्ठ ग्रन्थिभेदासनं शुभम्.
Next up is Uttana Kurmasana. From the same posture, roll onto your back. Hold onto your shoulders. Gaze to your nose and visualize a turtle. Embody a turtle laying on its back.
कुक्कुटासन बन्धस्थं कराभ्यां धृतकन्धरम्.
The next asana is Pangu Kukkutasana. Sit back up in Padmasana and bring your hands in between the legs, placing one palm on the ground, holding onto the wrist of the hand, pushing the hand into the mat, lifting your entire body up off the ground on one arm as you visualize yourself as a rooster.
कुक्कुटासनं स्थित्वा एकेन हस्तेन अन्यस्य मणिबन्धं धृत्वा.
Place the other hand on the mat. Lift your body up. Repeat Pangu Kukkutasana on the other side.
कुक्कुटासनं स्थित्वा एकेन हस्तेन अन्यस्य मणिबन्धं धृत्वा.
Next up is Grudrasana. Maintain Padmasana. Place your elbows on the toes and interlock your fingers in Padasha Mudra as you rest your chin on the hands. Push your thumbs against your throat and visualize you have gone beyond all greed and covetous. Don't forget to breathe in Kaka Chanchu Kumbhaka.
जानोर्भोरन्तरे पादौ उत्तानौ व्यक्तसंस्थितौ.
Next up is Padmasana 3. From Padmasana, hold one hand over the other with the palms facing upwards. All the three bandhas engaged as you gaze through your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्तानौ चरणौ विधाय विधिवत् शक्तिस्थितो योगिरात्.
Next up is Padmasana 4. Maintain Padmasana. Place your palms on the knees. Gaze through your nose, perform Mula Bandha and visualize Paramashiva in your inner space as you internally chant the Mahavakya Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
एतत् पद्मासनं कुर्यात् प्राणवायुप्रसिद्धये.
Next up is Karmuka Asana 2. From Padmasana, place one hand on the respective knee and hook the other hand around the respective big toe, moving it round and round, visualizing yourself as Paramashiva's bow, as you then repeat the movement on the other side as well.
अथान्यासनमावक्षे योगपूरकरक्षणात्.
Next up is Karmukasana 3. Maintain Padmasana, cross your arms behind your back to hold on to the big toes in Prana Mudra. Engage all the wonders. Gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as Pinaka, Lord Shiva's bow.
कार्मुकासनमाक्षित्य उदरे पूरयेत् सुखम्.
Next up is Dirudhasana. Maintain the same posture. Raise your chest. Gaze to your third eye and visualize you're the action of Paramashiva's third eye, destroying anything you come across.
उरुभ्यामुपरि स्थाप्य पादयुग्मं प्रयत्नतः.
Next up is Nagarasana. From Dirudhasana, roll onto your back. Keep your legs in Padmasana, the arms crossed behind. Hold on to the big toes if you can, as you gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as a snake, calmly breathing through your nose in Sahadra Kumbhaka in Nagarasana.
प्रथम पद्मासन को ठाने दोवु हाथ पाछाने आने.
Now free your arms and legs. Pull your knees towards your chest. Interlock your fingers and encircle your knees. Pull them in close as you squeeze your body into a ball.
वेत्रासने स्थित्वा हस्तपादान् निष्कुष्य ऊर्ध्वं नजेत्.
Now rest on your back with the feet flat, knees raised, and hands interlocked behind your head in Urdhva Pavanasana. Gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
प्रथमे सूधो सैन करावे घोड़ा उभा राशि मिलावे.
Next up is Marakata Pitasana. Now place your palms underneath the heels with the palms facing up and push your hips upwards as you lock your throat, performing Murcha Kumbhaka, and visualize yourself as a powerful alpha ape.
उत्तानशयनं पादतले उत्तानहस्तयोः स्थापयेत्.
Next up is Uttana Shikipitakasana. Laying on your back, raise your hips and support your lower back with your hands. Your body weight should rest on your elbows as you extend your legs forward. Gaze to the nose and visualize Swamiji. Performing this asana will bring intense strength to your legs if you perform it before having a meal.
जङ्घोरु बलहीनश्चेत् उत्तानशिखिपीठकम् अप्रमत्तः प्रकुर्वीत भुक्तेः प्राग्विजितेन्द्रियः.
The next asana is Narakasana. As you lay supine, raise your hips and legs up. Bring your hands to the lower back for support if needed, and then place them flat on the mat for balance. With your toes pointing up, visualize yourself blissfully traveling through hell unscathed.
ग्रीवाकण्ठेन भूमिं विष्टम्भ पादाग्रद्वयमूर्धमुन्नयेत्.
Now bring your hands to the lower back. Straighten your legs and then slowly lower and anchor them, engaging your core as you visualize yourself as a boat crossing the ocean of samsara in Tiryan Naukasana.
नौकावत् स्थित्वात् ऊर्ध्वं पादाग्रद्वयं नयेत्.
Now place your arms back on the mat. Straighten your legs up like a flagpole in Rajasana, visualizing yourself as the Kailasa flag respected across all nations.
तिर्यन्नौकावते ग्रीवापृष्ठकोर्परैः भूमिं वष्टभ्य.
Next up is Mritasana, the final asana of the sequence. Lay on your back with your hands by the side of your hips as you perform Shakti Charan Mudra, forcefully pulling the awakened Kundalini Shakti up along your spine from the Muladhara to the Sahasrara Chakra, piercing the Brahmarandha as you avoid any and all internal or external movements. Visualize your body is dead and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji, is liberating you as you internally chant the Mahavakya Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उत्तानं शववद्भूमौ शयनं तु शवासनं शवासनं श्रमहरं चित्तविश्रान्तिकारकम्
Now slowly return to your physical body. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, your wrists and your ankles, your elbows and your knees. Pull your knees up towards your chest and circle them with your arms and rock your body from side to side. Slowly return to a comfortable seated position. Congratulations for completing the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama, all 308 asanas, once more today. With this, we are going to conclude today's Nityananda Yoga session and move on to the power manifestation. So stay tuned and immediately manifest the Shaktis of Paramashivam. As you sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line, hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, visualize Swamiji, and chant along with the Purna mantra.
Om पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम्
Thank you, Nityanandam.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Sadashiva.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda.
Requesting all the participants to please now get ready, as now we're going to begin with the power manifestation in a few moments. As though now the Nityananda yoga is completed, please take a few moments to please settle down, as now we're entering to the next 21 minutes intense power manifestation session, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva directly within our inner space. Let us get ready for that.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivoham Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham Om
Nityanandam. So that was a beautiful session of the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama. I request all the participants to please come back and settle down. We will now be beginning the power manifestation with that same space of intense oneness with our beloved Swamiji after the beautiful session of the Nityananda Yoga. Let's now get ready to begin the power manifestation. Please settle down. Make sure that you are seated comfortably with the requirements for performing the third eye reading, which is you can have the eye bands ready. Please settle down. Make sure that you have the eye band ready and you can settle down with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. And we will now be manifesting the power of third eye reading. Please make sure that you have a pencil and a paper, an eye band. We'll be manifesting the power of seeing through the third eye. So let's all get ready by tying your eyes. We will now be, just in a few moments, projecting an image for all of you to read through the third eye. So please sit with your head, neck and spine in a straight line, tie your eyes. Intensely bring your awareness to your third eye and visualize Swamiji in your third eye. Intensely chant the Mahavakya, Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let's begin the round 1 of manifesting the power of third eye reading.
bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Sadashiva.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda.
Nityanandam. Relax. You can now slowly open your eyes and start penning down. You can write it down in the Zoom chat, whatever you saw through the third eye, whatever Swamiji had showed you through the third eye, whether it might be colors, it might be shapes, it might, whatever you saw in your third eye, you can start typing it down in the Zoom chat. And just in a few moments, we'll be projecting to all of you what we had shown before. So let's take a few moments to type it and write it down in the Zoom chat, what you're able to see through the third eye. Anything which you're able to see without inhibition, without any self-doubt, just simply write down whatever Swamiji showed you through the third eye. Yes, so Akashaya is saying just a yellow golden color, no clear shapes. Okay. Okay, so let's now see what was projected to everyone. So all of you can now see the shape, the picture which was projected to everyone. So it is a heart and it is yellowish golden in color. So Akashaya, wonderful. Today also you have manifested. That's really great. So it's a heart. There is yellow. There is a bit of course, yellowish golden, a bit of white, a bit of peach. So if you're able to see the golden color or yellow or the shape of a heart, you can be rest assured you have manifested the power, and it is beautiful that Swamiji is manifesting through you. Wonderful. So with that, we also have another interesting round coming up of third eye reading. We'll now be moving on to the next round, where it is not just a shape, but we'll be projecting a picture for all of you. So let's all settle down. Please make sure that you have your eye bands tied. Make sure that your eye band is tied and you have an eye band, because make sure that any external light does not affect the third eye, does not affect the reading of the third eye. Let's sit straight. Bring your awareness to your third eye. Visualize Swamiji in your third eye and intensely chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And let's begin the round 2 of manifesting the power of third eye reading.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Sadashiva.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham Om
Nityanandam, please relax. You can now open your eyes. So you can now start describing what you are able to see through your third eye. Whatever you're able to see, whether it's a shape or it's a color or any word that comes to your third eye, you can start typing it in the Zoom chat. Whatever word, whatever shape, whatever letter, whatever color that you're able to see, you can start typing it down in the Zoom chat. And in just a few moments, we'll now be revealing to you what was shown to you. So before that, let's quickly write down what was revealed to you in your third eye. Yes. So Akasha, you are saying again golden yellow on the left side. At the right, it were changing flower-like shapes in white. Later, it turned briefly into a chimpanzee. Okay. So let's now project what image we had shown to all of you. You can now see. So it's a Rubik's Cube. So if you're able to see any of the colors which are there on the Rubik's Cube, or you're able to see the shape, it is wonderful. You're able to manifest, whether you saw the square shapes or you saw the colors of red, blue, white, a little bit of gray. It's beautiful that you have manifested. So with that, we will now be moving on to sharing our experience. One of the most important aspects of power manifestation is the ability for us to celebrate the manifestation whenever Swamiji has flown through us. And the best way for doing this, to celebrate to the world and to share your experiences through social media. So all of us can log on and directly can tag Swamiji's account. If you are in Twitter at Sri Nityananda, in Facebook, you can tag Swamiji's account to receive Swamiji's blessings for your experience, and also ask if you're still yet to manifest the blessings for you to manifest. So let's take a few moments to post our experience, to post our blessings, our prayers in social media. And with that, we'll now be moving on to the next session of today's day 5 of the Paramashivoham program.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Sadashiva.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.